everybody was like, dude, go to the channels, go smaller labels, work your way up. And I was like, sure, but also nothing wrong with taking shots. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That is true.
Just kept sending demos,
That's very true.
and I kept sending him until he liked one, and then here we
And
are.
what was the name of that song?
Rolls on.
Rose on.
You're watching Fine and Dandy. Cheers.
Hi, my name's Cameron, and you need to check out the Fine and Dandy podcast.
You are now watching Fine and Dandy.
Watch the Fine and Dandy podcast. Good shit.
Hey, what's up? We're Soe, and you're watching Fine and Dandy.
Hey everyone, it's your boy Picasso, and you're tuning in with Fine and Dandy.
You are now watching Fine and Dandy!
Bueno, sí.
All right. Welcome back to another episode of Fine and Dandy, everybody. This is somewhere after episode 100. I stopped counting. We are back in the studio. Doofles is nice and purple today. But we do have a very special guest. Daniel, would you like to do
Yeah,
the
dude. No,
introduction?
we're very honestly happy to have him on today. Getting him in was super sick. Met him a few years back, and honestly, ever since, dude's been fucking killing it. Got Sareem Syed in the right. You get
What
it?
is up? You got it right. I appreciate y'all having
Yeah.
me. Dude.
Also goes by the DJ alias Sasa, not to be confused with Sosa, Sasha, or any
salsa.
salsa, Sasas. None of those. It's S-A-S-A, baby. Sasa.
Not because yesterday, this one girl I was going to back to back with, she made a post about how she couldn't make it. She was like, Sosa got it alone. I was going to correct her, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to let her have
That's
it.
whenever
but-
you just don't show up, you're like, oh, I thought Sosa was going to be there.
Yeah, my bad. It might just a little bit close. I mean, if you're gonna chill back, yeah, just if you bring it a little bit. But
Yes, sir.
Yeah, got fucking Sasa. Man's been killing it. I saw you just did a
Appreciate
release
ya.
recently.
Yes, just came out August 11th on Matt Cesari's label. Pretty fucking
Is
happy
it
about
Pierre?
that.
How do you say the label?
It's Pantera music.
Pantera. That's what I was Pantier. I was
You were
thinking
close.
Pantier. I was sorry.
Pretty close.
Yeah, yeah.
Close
So
enough.
it's Pantier. That's how you say it.
Pantera, yes.
Panter.
Pantera.
Almost, I fucked it up
You were
again.
really
I'm killing
wrong.
it
It's
right now.
okay.
What? Whose label was that again?
It's Matt Cesari's label.
Hell yeah, man. Were you really
Dude.
excited? I'm sure you're
Very,
stoked.
bro. I've been a big fan for so long, and it just kind of, I opened for him, and one thing led to another. I sent him some demos, and they liked it. And I was just like, dude, I was not happy until it actually came out, because I was like, this is too good to be true. This is crazy.
Because you
But-
never know. You're like, so you could fall.
But that's what I'm
could fall
saying.
through at any
I
moment.
was not happy until like August 11th, and this was out, and I searched it, and it pulled up on everywhere. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I was like, we did it. It's like, everybody was like, dude, go to the channels, go smaller labels, work your way up. And I was like, sure, but, also nothing wrong with taking shots. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That is true.
Just kept sending demos.
That's very true.
And I kept sending him until he liked one. And then here we
What
are.
was the name of that song?
Rolls on.
Rose on, and
They actually picked it for me. I suck at naming shit. Thank you, Steven. He's like the A&R for the label. He just picked this name. I was like,
I was kind of
Yeah.
wondering about that, like how people do pick the songs once they get to a certain level in their like discography. You've kind of used a lot of random shit, a lot of your friends' names or your
dude,
dogs'
it's
names. You know what
so
I mean?
bad. I changed file names. Like, it's just so terrible. And then I suck on top of that. So if I'm making like a progressive house song, if it has like a meaning, usually I name it somewhat hinting at the meaning or just straight song. With tech house, when it's just like no vocals, just sounds, that's when it gets tricky. I'm like, don't. So I just kind of ask my homies, or if I'm just like stumble upon something, go with it. But usually I just ask, hey, first thing that pops in your head when you're collecting suggestions.
Okay, I
I know
feel
just
that.
a little bit. Sorry, yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
my
Yeah,
bad.
I just wrote back-
I'll get you
I got
shit
it.
over
I
the
know.
course of the time.
It'll like
Yeah. No, it
bring
Oh,
it
it
back,
definitely
it'll, like,
reaches.
extend out.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, we got some new mic arms. I don't know if y'all can tell.
Nah, these are super cool.
Yeah, just want
but
to make sure you're getting picked up so that way everyone hears,
who you are, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Now that's super sick though that you just released that, man. Is that like your first official release?
No, so I had one on a local label, Lauderhouse. That was my first label release. That's my homie Alex Lauder's label. That's like more like a progressive melodic house thing. So I released my song "Better Off Alone" on that one. But as of tech house, yeah, this was my first ever label release. It's already pretty significant.
Hey
That
man,
is crazy.
baby steps.
Wow, that's what I'm saying, dude.
So wait,
I keep telling people, I'm like, anything is possible.
when was that initial label release?
Uh, that was last year.
Last year.
Almost coming up.
So so less than a
Like,
year
that
later.
was
Was it
October.
on the same label or a different label?
No, different
different
label.
label?
So the first one was on a local Houston
Oh, yeah, right, right.
or
okay.
German label. Alex.
Slaughterhouse. Got you.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Slaughterhouse.
So what was the process? Did you kind of have a different experience with that label to where you didn't want to work with them again, or was it just like
No, I would love to work with him.
Oh,
Alex
okay.
always been a homie. It was for me personally was significant because he has a big part in why I became Sasa to begin with.
Oh shit.
So like early on, I experienced one of his sets where I remember this. I was at a party and there was like it was not that many people, but we were just vibing. It was one of his early Lauderhouse anniversary parties, and I was tripping, and that was like before I was DJing. I was just like hanging out partying, and then I didn't know Alex that well, but I just knew him a little bit enough to just be hanging out with him by the booth. And he looked at me. He was like, I was like, dude, I'm tripping. He was like, all right, bet. And
Hell yeah, man.
he goes, this set is for you, dude. And I was just like, I just was very touched by the set, and I've always clicked with him since then.
Yeah.
But then I kind of started DJing, and a lot of other shit made me want to eventually become a DJ. But I would say he's one of the group of people. Like everyone in Lauderhouse has been a big inspiration on why I started producing. Because I kind of just wanted to be a part of them.
Got you.
Because I just looked up to them on a personal note.
Nice.
But I've been sending demos to Alex for like so long, but he was real with me. Even as a homie, he was like, dude, this sucks. You know what I mean? And he was just like, and I appreciate that because I eventually gave up, and then I posted a snippet of the song I ended up releasing on it, Better Off Alone, on my Instagram story. Saw it, and he was like, I think this is the one. I was like, yo, fuck yeah. Like, finally, after all that, I was like, oh, this might actually fit since you're finally like, and I ended up releasing it. Fuck yeah. For me, it was like a personal milestone. Right?
Yeah.
was
Especially
gonna-
since like it grew, like you said, from like being a fan to the
Mhm.
being a producer.
Yeah, and now we're just like part of this little producer family of
Fuck yeah, dude.
like I love it because like everybody else is always competing. If we are just like generally no gatekeeping. We have a little group that we be, sharing stuff, sample everything. Whole goal is just like all of us kind of go up together because that's what it's all about, right?
That's nice because you do hear about like horror stories in the music industry, so it is always refreshing to have something outside of that.
There is, but you just gotta find your own people, kind of filter out toxicity.
Mhm.
That's gonna be there. The best you can do is learn how to navigate through it. Without, I would say without becoming a part of it or get sucked in it. That's what I've seen the most. People get lost in the sauce.
The Sasa, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Shit. You should get lost in the sauce and just find the sauce, dude.
Nah, I think that's something that'll come. Like it's something that never stops. So you gotta constantly navigate. Like it's no matter what level you're on, it's gonna be like you gotta navigate through that. Like okay, who am I, and then what road am I trying to go down? Because there's always gonna be people that are like gonna try to like step on you or have
Bro,
you.
this is a weird like life. I was sometimes self-reflect. I'm like, dude, as cool and awesome as it is, compared to like what the rest of the world's got going on, this whole music industry and just like super cool, but also just not so normal at all.
Oh yeah. Stone
It's just
animal.
like its own little thing with its own little rules. It's just like different navigate. I feel like it's hella stressful because so cool that everybody wants to do it. That's why it's so much competition.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's just like the appeal to be a part of it. And I get it. I'm a part of it. It's fucking awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But also it took so much work to get anywhere just because you got to work twice, 10 times as hard because everybody in
Because
the
of the
going to kind of do the
oversaturation.
same thing. Exactly.
Just quick note, actually, because I'm looking at the camera here too. Just if you'll bring it down, because I want them to see your face too.
Oh, there.
Up and then like closer to you. Just
I look like shit. I'm tired. I've been partying for a couple days, but
my man's been going hard. Hey, honestly though, I admire your dedication, man. You honestly, okay. I want to give the story of how actually I met Sasa here. So it was really random. So it was actually whenever Common Ground first started. Yeah. You remember the shitty? I forgot what bar it was. Like Main Street.
It was Main Street Tapping.
Yeah. That place
Oh,
sucked,
gee,
dude.
wow.
I'm not gonna lie. I did not like it, bro.
Great memories.
Yeah,
there,
yeah, yeah.
though.
Some good times.
But
Like they've done it at a couple different. They changed locations a couple times now. But yeah, that's like when it first started. Matt Dunner just started up the Common Ground, and you were DJing. It was during the competition, like when that first competition. You
dude,
remember?
I was terrible back then. I was like, I don't know why the fuck they let me DJ. I used to suck back then. I mean, I was okay, but I was like that. That was the time where I was hitting open decks like a crazy person.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I just
Just go.
cracked, bro.
And so he was there at the time, and our homie Cam, actually, he knew somebody at the time, and he was talking to her, and then she was like, "Yeah, dude, Sasa over here, he's a DJ," and I was like, "Oh shit!" And that's when we were throwing that pool party. We had one slot open, anyways. Yeah, so we had a slot open, and I was just like, "Hey, man, I know it's a long shot. We have this pool party we're throwing. We have one slot to fill. Do you want to DJ?" And he was just, "Hell yeah!" Like just no questions asked.
I was so happy because that was like one of my first like actual that's not an open deck kind of show.
Yeah,
You know, where I had the time. So it was like the early days, but to me it was equally exciting.
yeah.
I was like, oh shit, no way they asked me. And that was such a cool party to remember. Somebody jumped off the roof. And shit.
Someone
It was great.
Oh.
Shit was wild.
No, I packed out. It ended up because it started off a little slow, early day, but yeah, so it ended up kind of getting a little packed there. It was a good time though.
It was a great
But yeah,
time.
you're dedicated. And since then, man, I've seen you just constantly playing whatever lineup you can, bro. Hopping on anything. I've seen you honestly open up for a lot of pretty sick ass DJs. Honestly, recently.
Now, dude, yeah,
I saw you opened
it's-
up for Floss. I saw that you opened up for Surf
That
Mesa
was-
recently.
Floss was wild because I was like, it was so cool because I love Floss and I love trap, but as an artist, I'm like mainly house.
Yeah.
And like now DNB, but that's a whole alias, but as Sasa, which I got booked for. I was like, this is so awesome. And then I ended up closing out after him too.
Really?
But so yeah, I opened up with house, and then since he played bass, I was like, I could play house, but
Match.
I
the
also
energy.
have a DNB alias. So I was like, perfect way to end a trap show, some grimy drum and bass.
I love that.
That's exactly what I did.
Big DMB
And I was
fan.
like, I've never heard anybody play some grimy like DNB at Clay, and I was like, if I'm ever gonna get away with it and people like actually enjoy it, it's right now.
That's true.
You're a real one for that. You're a real one
Yeah,
for
and
that.
I was like, worst case, they don't fuck with that. I echo it out and go back to the house that I already know they like.
Were you scheduled to go on and after, or was the after kind of like more of a
No,
in the
Fun
moment?
blessed me, bro. Fun just saw how excited I was, and he's the homie. He was just like, dude, you know what? I'm finna go home. I trust you. You got this. I was like,
That's sick,
thank you
dude.
so much. I would appreciate that. And then I did it. For me, it was like it was just a crazy experience because I was like, dude, plus, it's like, it makes no sense, but I'm here. It's crazy.
Opened up at a chapter and verse, right? Last
Yeah,
night
that
too.
was it last night.
That's
That
pretty
was
sick, too.
fun. I love Chapter and Verse, and he actually, I'm a fan, but I've never met him. But there's one of those people where you meet him, I'm just like, I like him so much more now just because like I love him as a person. He's awesome. Fucking hilarious. So friendly, just so
That's always a good thing to do whenever the DJ's like, yeah, dude, we're all having fun up here. Just
yeah,
get on.
bro, he's so fun. It was crazy. I did not expect
Do you
that.
have a residency at Clay and Bauhaus? Because I see you play at Bauhaus and Clay a
Not
lot.
Clay. I wouldn't say residency unless Wes wants me to be a resident. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
saying,
propose.
I'm open to it, but Bauhaus, yes, I would say definitely.
Yeah, what?
Bauhaus, I
Yeah,
would definitely.
yeah,
guess.
you're a resident. Because I see you play there a lot. You do a lot of stuff.
I appreciate them, dude, for the opportunities for sure, because they're booking like some really, really good house people that nobody else is really booking.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then like most of these people, I'm genuinely a fan of. So just to being able to, open for them, play with them, just become friends with them, and that whole process just very, very cool.
Do they have you on
So
like
shout
a
out to
set
Bauhaus.
day and time, or you just
No,
kinda
you just
whenever?
they just ask you whenever
Oh,
they
fuck
feel
yeah.
like a show is your vibe.
Oh fuck yeah, okay.
Like there's so many, they have multiple residents, and there's everybody has their strengths, and I'm good at all genres of house, but there's some that I'm like better at
Yeah,
than the others. And everybody's has their own niche and brand that they're known for, so they just kind of pick and choose according to what the vibe is.
You-
Usually they pretty much do a pretty good job about picking the line.
Yeah, no, I'd
Or
say
do
a
show.
lot of lineups I've seen are usually pretty fucking.
Yeah, their show they curated pretty. They put a lot of thought in it.
As they should.
They end up being good
Stuff.
shows.
No shade to Stereo. Like Stereo has some good shows. I think sometimes when their curation can be in terms of like. Yeah, no comment from me. You don't have to say anything. But I'm just saying, like in terms of curation, sometimes like I think they could do a little, and who they have opening and how the night flows, because that's important for a vibe too. Like when you
Very
switching up
important.
stuff like that, it can really harsh. Like people are dancing and like whatever they're feeling at that moment, it could really.
Opening slots people don't give enough credit for because I feel like, I think in my opinion, are way tougher to successfully pull it off compared to like if you're playing a headline spot. Cause like, look, when you're a headliner, there's no rules. You don't got a hold. You can do whatever the fuck you want. This is your show. You're the headliner, right? But as an opener, yes, that but you gotta finesse the fine line of like remaining true to your brand, but also curating it towards the show. Get what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's a bit.
It's like you want to
I
do
think it's
your
more
best,
tough.
but you also want the show to be at its best.
Exactly. So you need like
So
a perfect
even if that
50
means kind of molding what you do to curate the show better,
You gotta meet him in the middle.
right? Yeah.
And it's just like once you nail that, it makes up for a great show in general because then the vibe is just right all up to the headliner. Then they do their thing.
Right.
I think
That's fair.
also being an opening DJ is, I think people don't give enough credit for, because honestly, you're usually the first one there. There's like a room full of, it's not always the case, but sometimes, there's a room full of 10 to 15 people.
But that's the thing though. People don't realize that. Yes, it might not be lit, but if you're opening DJ and you're confident, I always play for empty rooms like it's 1,000 people. Because you never know. I've come to learn. You don't fucking know who's watching. There could be two people. One of them could be a promoter somewhere and might fuck with your set and book you for an actual gig. Get what I mean?
And the other one might be a CEO of a label. Like
You never
you really
fucking
don't know
dude.
who
Out of those 15 people in the opening slot slate, there's no people. It's not lit, but the owner's there, the promoter's there. If they fuck with your set and they're like, dude, this guy would kill it at like 1 o'clock. Guess what? Guess what?
Right.
Next show, you're not an opener anymore.
and
Why? Because you threw down for like two
and
people.
that kind of speaks to the people that see a small crowd and don't put their best show on. You know what I mean?
Because if you're not giving your all for empty room, then in my opinion, you're kind of doing it for the cloud and attention. So it just your whole mindset is wrong to begin with.
That and from a promoter's perspective, how can I trust you in a packed room?
Exactly.
That's a very fair point, actually. Man, this person don't got the energy I'm looking for.
You don't care. You're not about it.
Yeah, you're not about it. You're not
You're
about
only
it.
about the attention.
Yeah.
No, dude, it's about the music. That's why I'm just like, dude, I play for myself in a selfish way, but in a good way that I'm just confident that if I'm vibing, I'm confident in my taste that I know I vibe to good shit. If I'm vibing, I know they're gonna be vibing. I don't have to look up. I just know. As long as I'm moving, they're moving. That's just my confidence in myself, which so far kind of has been working.
Dude, honestly, I think got it a little bit better. I think like been on so many lineups I've seen, like locally. You know what I mean? Like Houston, dude. If there's a Houston lineup that's getting dropped, I swear 9 times out of 10. It's like any big thing. Like I don't know. Were you on? Are you on Nova? You are on Nova too, huh? Like dude. Any big thing that I see drop was locals. This motherfucker.
And I appreciate the people
playing on everything.
putting me on, giving me the chances. I'm just like, I love doing this, to be honest. And for me to be able to just do this for people it's great. Can't ask for anything else.
Yeah, what's been one of your favorite moments in the past year? Like one of your favorite shows that you've played?
So many, bro.
I know,
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
It's
I've seen
happening
you
so
I've seen your
fast.
name
I
on
don't
everything.
even get chance to like process one, and then the other one is just piling up. But dude, there've been so many. Yesterday was another one, just like hanging out with him. Then Floss, Surf Mesa, that was a big one because I genuinely, true story. His song "I Love You" was one of the first songs that I put on my flash drive when I first started DJing house.
Damn.
And I found a video of me playing it for like one person. That person was just one of the dancers hired by the show, right?
Damn.
2 years ago. And then fast forward last month, I opened for him. And then randomly, it was just like so weird how it happened, but also so cool. So this one, Wes already told me, he was like, hey, I'll let you close out after him. So 8 o'clock, I went up to his tour manager. I was like, 5 minutes before, like 7:55, I was like, hey, I don't want to bug him. He's vibing, but I'm the closer. So if you could just, let him know and do your thing. Here's my flash drive. You can plug it in. He's like, cool. We went up to him, and he comes back, and he's like, dude, he kind of doesn't want to stop having fun. And I know it's your set, and I'm so sorry, but is it okay that he continues playing? And, like, I'm a fan, and I was like, genuinely, I was like, dude, I would love to listen, him for 30 more minutes. But in my head, I was like, it won't hurt to ask. So I did. And I was like, hey, but is it cool if you ask him? He might be down for maybe a back-to-back. It would be an honor for me. I'm a big fan. So he asked him, and he actually was down. He was like, fuck yeah, dude, I love back-to-back.
That's sick.
And his energy, I was like, oh, dude, I fucking love you. Say less. So I plugged in, and then we just like went 30 minutes just back-to-back, and I just took the opportunity. I was like, ooh, I'm going to show him all my fucking IDs. Perfect. How many times you get? I was like, in this moment, if I don't DJ my own music, I'm fumbling as fuck.
Big
Like,
big bag fumble.
you know what I mean? Why would I not? This is like what I've been waiting for, all moments like this. So I did. So I showed him one of my techno songs. I was playing techno at Clay just because. And it was super cool. And he was just like, dude, yeah, it's just a good feeling getting the validation from people you look up to, where it just like gives you a boost of confidence. You're like,
And beyond that, there's something to the risk factor of believing in yourself enough to go after that. Like, even if you didn't get the validation, like, he could have shot you down and said, bro, like, this is trash.
it is what
But
it
like,
is.
but like, you still had the ability to go after that. To say, like, because that's the thing is you could have taken that, hey, bro, like, I know, like, it's your set, but like, he kind of wants it. You could have taken that a whole different way, but you decided to take it in like, let me just ask for something that I want then. Like, fuck it.
And genuinely, if he said no, I honestly wouldn't even have been upset because, like, I am a fan.
Right.
And I was like, I mean, he's killing it. He was throwing the fuck down, dude. It threw me off how good he actually was. Because I've never heard him play live. I've heard his music. But, like, what his live set was compared to his music, bro, it was crazy.
Right.
Everybody was like, yo, what the fuck?
But that's what I'm saying is like if you took yourself so seriously that you're like, no, that's my time, that's my set, then you would have never gotten to back
It's
to
all
back.
love. The way I see it, he's a guest. I'll play next week again.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if I can make sure he has a good experience,
and
that's just like
that's kind of what I'm
the
saying.
right
is
thing to
like
do.
there's a perspective in there that like it's not always about what you thought you were about to get because maybe you can get something way greater type shit.
And again, you gotta, like I said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly.
And I was like, there's nothing wrong with asking. Worse, he will be like, nah, dude, he doesn't do that. I would have been like, bet. And, you know, not even been upset, and I would have continued vibing. Just like I was 2 seconds ago.
Right.
But in my head, I was like, ask.
That's
Down. It was crazy.
I mean,
So much
it's
fun.
crazy enough that he was down, but it's even crazier like that the things kind of went the way that they did type shit.
Dude, this happened the third time that I actually ended up back to back with bigger DJs by accident. First time it happened was
By
with
accident.
Amtrak. Dude, literally by accident. First time it happened was with Amtrak, where he played Bauhaus, and I was open for him, and then we just kind of vibed. And then after the show, I had an after hours at X Space, and then he was like, they asked him, they were like, where do you want to go? He was like, well, wherever that guy's going. And he pointed towards me. And I was like, yo, I'm going to play this set at X Space. He was like, cool, I'll come vibe. But I just asked him jokingly, I was like, hey, would you be down to back to back? He was like, dude, I already played a set. I'm just going to vibe. I was like, cool. I was just happy he's coming.
Right.
And then I started playing 2 songs in. I got a tap on my shoulder. I look back. He's like, hey, do you mind if I plug in, dog? I was like, no. In my head, I was like, this is not happening. That was the first time I was like, yo. It was already freaking out that he came with me, actually, the after hours to vibe. And I was like, the fact that he was like, hey. And then we started playing like an after hours set. It was
That
ridiculous.
is ridiculous. Does the after? Because oh man, afters. I have like a love-hate relationship with afters. Because like
It's just
sometimes
about-
it's like the afters are fucking sick, and then sometimes it's like, all right, I don't know why I'm here. You know, it's like you just like fuck. You're feeling the vibe, and then you get there, you're like,
It has to be the right day.
Yeah, you know.
You know what I
But
mean?
the afters can be like that. You never know. You might catch some crazy shit at the
After
afters.
the
bro.
wild fucking world, dude, say the wild west of party.
Yeah, really though. You might
You
catch
don't
some
fucking
crazy
know
shit at
what
the
might
afters.
happen.
But you never. Also, you might hit the afters, and you're like, oh fuck.
Afties are fun, bro. Like, no cap, that's where the real fucking partiers come out.
Oh,
to
dude,
fuck.
for sure. I mean, shit, that shit's
Dude.
after 2 a.m. Motherfuckers, they got shit to do the next day. Or maybe they do, and they're just down to
Go
party.
down to party.
Shit, it's just fun, bro. You get stuck.
Yeah, no, for sure. And
After hour DJing, in my opinion, is tougher because you have to give people a reason to stay past their bedtime. If you suck, don't leave.
yeah,
The goal for as after hour DJ, the way I see it, is your goal is to make sure they don't even think about what time it is. The longer you can not make them think about the time, the more
It's that-
successful after hour DJ
It's that
you are.
casino vibe. It's the no
If you
windows,
keep them
so
till
you never know
7,
what time it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, if you keep them to 7, you nailed it. Good
I have a
job.
question. Would you say afters are like a crucial part of the scene? Like afters are like a backbone? Because like it's hard. Because when you think of like promoting and shit, right? You have people who want to throw like club shows, right? Then you got the motherfuckers throwing like want to throw the bigger events like festivals and shit. Or people who just want to promote. Like I mean, like Brownies Lemonade. They just throw shows.
The shows get lit.
Oh, Brownie Lemonade goes crazy,
Dude,
bro.
I want to play one of their shows
Dude,
so bad. Maybe one
Then they
day.
do a bunch of pop-ups, like so they have their own lane too. But then it's like when you think of afters, though, like those are like the nitty-gritty. I feel like at the end of the day, it's hard. It's harder to get people to come out to those for sure.
I think there will be a crucial part because, like, I don't know. I started off as an after hour DJ and I kind of transitioned from afters to regular club hours and also after.
I mean, it
It's
doesn't
like now I'm
stop.
just kind of now I'm just running Star Lane basically.
Yeah, no, I was gonna ask you about that too. I saw recently. So Star Lane is that? How long has Star Lane been open? Because I don't think I've even
Bro,
been yet.
that building has existed for I don't even know how fucking long, right? But currently, what's happening is that the dude who used to run it before has some disagreements with the owner and just none of my business. Whatever happened, they parted ways. So when there was nobody else doing anything, the owner was like, "Hey, would you down to like kind of give it a shot?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" I mean, you kind of handing me a venue. I can't. That's sick. And then I asked the other guy, I was like, "Is it cool if out of respect, I was like, "Is it cool if I take over?" And he was like, "Cool, yeah, of course." So I started doing this, and so far so good, dude. It's been good
So,
support.
so you've been like running Star Lane.
Yeah,
So I know
basically
you got
me,
Sazi and
Ozzy.
friends.
Yeah, I made so I was like, look, can't do this shit alone for sure.
Yeah.
So I was like, we need a team. So I got two of my best friends, Ozzy and Tanya, and I was like, dude, look, we're in the shits now. We're gonna delegate. We're gonna delegate, and we have a venue, and let's do this. And then we did it, and now we're going pretty well.
Hell yeah.
So you guys running like the talent management portion or
Everything. So we
Damn.
just kind of, yeah, we just it's
Kind of like the Wild
we,
West type shit.
we can do
Yeah.
whatever. It's like our venue without owning the venue.
But you don't own the building, but
I don't
you
own the
run
building,
everything
but I'm
else.
running. Yeah,
He's-
I can do whatever.
Yeah, he's basically
Still,
like
basically.
you got the keys, like put
Operations
put the
manager,
lineups
like-
together. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Get
Is
the
there
music
a bar,
going.
like bar there?
Yeah.
Damn, you got to worry about that shit too.
No,
Oh,
that's
okay.
the beauty of
I was
it.
like-
He worries just about
See,
the
that's
music.
that's the beauty of the situation
Okay.
where I get all the good stuff without having to worry about all the other liability stuff because one, that's none of my business. Second, it's being handled. So we're back to one. It's none of my business. You know what I mean?
So are you strictly only doing afters right now?
Nope. I'm doing
Just
whatever.
whenever.
I
whenever
will
the
buy
vibe
house
is?
for main hours, and the afters I'm like running it, but the goal is like we call it Sazi and Friends.
Yeah, I saw it.
Because I don't wanna just I wanna DJ, but also it's about giving other people an opportunity. Because a lot of people I've come to notice are great DJs, but just DJing in front of people is a whole different experience. Where anxiety, nerves, is a whole several factors that kind of play into it.
Yeah.
So after like doing it like that, I want to put homies on to get them comfortable so that they can when they get the opportunity for like actual shows, they nail it. You know what I mean?
respect that.
And just like giving people an opportunity just to hang out, just vibe. You never know who's there. Sometimes like everybody pulls up. You never know it's a promoter, club owner. I initially got booked at Bauhaus through I think Star Lane. One of the reasons probably because one of the owners ended up at Star Lane when I was DJing, and I played one of my IDs, and he came up and he was like, "Yo, what song is this?" And I was like, "Well, it's my song." And he was like, "Fuck yeah!" And we kind of bonded, and then that was one of the brothers, Raz. And then I met Sammy, another one, and they gave me my first shot at a Thursday on the patio, which is, I think it was around the same time last year, right now.
Damn.
The first time I played, and then, and just never.
He's like, I gotta keep going now.
So I've heard
Yeah.
you say a couple times that you're saying that's my song. So obviously you make music as well as
Mhm.
DJ. Were you making music before you ever started DJing, or was it something
No.
you learned along the process of DJing?
No, along the process of DJing, because I started DJing and it was fun, but I came to a point where you know how people say DJs don't really do a lot. It's not true, in a sense that DJs do a lot, but also I personally felt, be a better way to put this. I personally felt that I'm not putting enough of myself in this process, where I'm essentially playing other people's music, so I'm just kind of pressing buttons. So I was like, the whole reason why I started Ableton and kind of started looking into it more seriously was because I was like, okay, I want to put more into this, make it more authentic. And then production just kind of sounded something that I would be interested in. So I was like, it's worth a shot. Might as well. So I started taking classes with this dude named Saeed. He goes by SJPJ Beats. Phenomenal producer out of Houston. Super nice guy. But you know how you go on YouTube, but you get beginner videos. But I was at a point where I was like, I needed somebody to hold my fucking finger and tell me A, B, and fucking C.
That's
And I was, you don't get that on
You
YouTube.
don't, yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to just tell people that and look stupid either. So I was like, it's a very tricky situation. So I was like, okay, I trust Safe. So I told him, I was like, look, dude, like, teach me. please. And I started taking like weekly Zoom lessons with him every Tuesday. Did that for a couple months until I got the hang of it enough that I could now go off of YouTube on my own. And you know, after that, there's like I just found a bunch of people on Instagram who have good tutorial videos, and then you just kind of just practice. You just kind of fuck around.
Shout out to Big Bro over there. What you said is SJPJ?
SJPJ, dude, super
like,
nice guy.
Not everybody gets a mentor that's willing to do
That's
shit
what
like
I'm
that.
saying,
You know what
dude.
I mean?
People are very gatekeepy lately. I've always noticed that, but people don't want to really share the secrets. Like they'll give you stuff, but they won't really give you all the stuff.
Right.
Type shit.
Buy you lunch, but not tell you how to get the money.
Yeah, and just like that's funny, but it shouldn't be like that, cause it's music. It's all about love and community. Why gatekeep? You know,
Yeah.
it's art. There's no right or wrong. There's just all vibes.
Nah, dude, that's what I love, man. Like, I think if more people were just like, dude, we're doing this for the love of it. We want people to come out. That's what we want, right? That's what I think most of us want.
I just want to have
We
fun.
want people
dude.
to come out and fucking
Yeah.
dance and have a good time and just see everyone fucking. You want, like, for me, it's like when you're throwing a show, right? You throw it because you want your homies to be able to perform. You want the people to come out and be like, oh my God, who was that artist? You're like, dude, that's my fucking homie. And they're like, dude, that's me.
I have a craft I'm proud of. I have homies that I'm proud of that have crafts. I just wanna showcase them for people, and I know y'all have a good time too. So it's a win-win situation.
Exactly.
You know?
So I have a question for you, I think. All right, so I got to bring this up. I think you might get a kick out of this. So this man made a post on Facebook. It was about the DJ post, right?
Which one, bro? Be sick.
I
I've
know,
been pretty good about it this past month. I learned my fucking lesson
trolling.
last
People
time.
getting on his ass though. People getting on his ass.
Bro, last time I accidentally got way out of hand. I just say shit not really meaning anything. I just get super high and I just have a twisted sense of humor sometimes. I think some things are funny. Sometimes they are.
He didn't. Yeah,
I don't think there's anything wrong.
There was
with
one
that.
point
What
where he was
happened?
saying like all the DJs who don't produce, basically like. What was the exact?
I forgot.
It was funny though. But no, and then
It was hilarious. Exactly where I posted it. It's all funny. Every time it's fucked up, but it's also funny.
But it was funny. But it's also like he did have a point. It's like, okay, if you do DJ without
think I wasn't
producing, you
wrong.
can't really like. It's like you're good, but only
It seems
to the
like you're,
extent
you're
of-
creating a ceiling for yourself.
You know why it got out of hand? My opinion, and this might also get out of hand. But
Well, not if you don't say it.
got
isn't
out of
right.
hand. It got out of hand because was I wrong though?
not necessarily. No, to a degree. Look, don't get me wrong.
He had a
DJing is a
point.
skill. It's an art form in itself, and I think it should be,
Cook this man. No.
I think it should be appreciated for the art form it is, but to say
do.
that like all the if you're not like there's a bunch of DJs like you could count, you can't even count the number of DJs are on.
Bro,
here.
you spit in there, it lands on a DJ now, dog. It's just so many people are DJing, but you know why? Because like I said, it's a skill and I respect it. I am a DJ, of course I fucking respect it. I love it, but also that's why I know how easy it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But that's
so-
kind of what I was gonna get into is that like it's much harder for someone that's not a DJ or even is a DJ that doesn't create their own music to look at that in offense. But if you are in the shits and you do like you said, like if you are in the shit, you do understand the depth that you can create for yourself, and you said you could personalize your own set by putting your own music in there. Like, shouldn't you of all people get to say shit like that? You know what I mean? Like,
the way I see it, back in the day when there was DJs were like DJing with like vinyls, like the actual
Right.
DJ.
You had to find something on the spot.
That's
yeah.
different. All fucking day, equal to a producer any day, probably even a little bit more, because that shit's tougher than a motherfucker.
mhm.
But times have changed. Don't do that anymore. Thing now is very like they got all the training wheels. It's like Guitar Hero. All you gotta do is match the lines essentially.
Mm.
Like it is what it is. Still, again, craft, all the other good stuff, but it could be all the good stuff while also fucking being easy. Is all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I mean, it's just like the argument, like, oh, you use sync. It's like they put it there for a reason, but it's like people want to hate because now it makes the job easier, you know. But people
also,
are mad
there's
that it's
nothing wrong with saying I don't use it personally, but also I joke, but I don't mean it because I don't really hate on sync because it's a tool. If you want to use it, it's there to
That's
use
what I'm
it,
saying.
right?
But people are mad because
If
it
you
makes it
need
easier, you know.
If it makes for a better set. But again,
that part. Though.
I would much rather press sync on my own song. That's all I'm saying.
That part though. That's what it becomes is like if if there is a ceiling to pressing buttons and selecting songs, then the only way to break through that ceiling is to add a song to that selection that nobody else has.
Exactly. That's the whole thing about. See, you hear my sets. I will always at least play one song doesn't exist anywhere on the fucking universe except my goddamn flash drive, and the only place you can hear it is wherever the fuck I'm playing
Is
that
that my
night.
set? Yeah.
That my set. That's why people keep coming, because I keep making new shit that doesn't exist. It's just like, what's he
And
gonna have
finding
this
a way
time?
to mash that new shit in with
Exactly.
other already
And I
existing
promo it
shit.
on my stories a little bit leading up to the set, and then I just don't tell them when it's gonna happen. I just tell them it's gonna happen. Like last night, I posted about I just made it randomly. I was bored at work. I made like have you heard "Atmosphere" by Fisher, the new song?
I haven't.
I listened to it.
Great song. So I made an edit, and I just posted it, and I was like, "Yo, I'm finna play a chapter and
Oh
verse."
shit, you made it edit already?
Yeah.
Sick, yeah.
And
When
then
did
I
drop?
played
Like
it.
recently.
Yeah, it was like within the last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I just made one yesterday. It's a rough one, but I was like, it's playable, right? So I just played it randomly, and people were watching for it. So the moment like the vocals came on, everybody was like, "Hey," and it just kind of worked out pretty well. It sounded pretty good. I was pretty happy with it. I'm gonna work on it more and actually might release like a little.
That's part of the
bootleg.
fun too, you know what I mean? It's not all the way done, but you're like, hey, let's see how people are vibing to this, and then you can always make edits later to it.
The
you
thing
know,
is, if you already have like good professional sounding music, people already know you can make that, right? So when you test out stuff that's like ready but not all the way there, so even if it's like a little, not 100%, people will let it slide, and you can get like a little good feedback real time of like, is it hitting? Do I gotta change something? You know what I mean? You can just hear it. It's like a club test.
yeah, and especially you tell them, you're like, hey guys, I've been working on this
And
thing.
say if it sounds super terrible, when in doubt, echo that shit fucking out. Simple. It's so simple.
Yeah, he's giving you the secret Sasa.
That's the DJing part, bro. You know what I mean? Just like have like a backup song ready and just your hand on the dub echo and spin back, boom, nothing even happened.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry.
You can just tell the moment the kick
didn't
comes
play
in, you
that.
know if it's gonna sound off or not. Within the first 4 bars, you know if you fucked up somewhere in the production process or not.
But the thing is too, it's like there's gonna be people in the crowd for sure that like there's always those people who are like very critical, you know. But
Always gonna be
yeah,
haters.
but then there's gonna be most people who like don't even notice.
But
they don't
also
even notice
the
this shit.
critical
I mean, I'm
people I
one of those
love
people.
because every time they critique, it's cool. It's not. It doesn't feel the best, but also it's cool. It's critique. I take it with an open mind.
Yeah.
But the times that they're like, "Yo," it just feels 10 times better. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Because
yeah.
they've been hating, but then it's there's like something they like. You're like, "Oh, dude, I done it this time."
Yeah.
It's like that. The hater is like, "Yo," you know what I mean?
That one
not
positivity
necessarily a
outweighs all the
hater.
other. Yeah, no, but like people who are like,
Elitist.
Yeah,
In a way.
dude, no, I know what he's talking about. I know what you're talking about.
I know what he's talking about too, but I was like, what?
Dude, there's
That's a
just-
strange analogy. I like it though.
It is the elite. It is the elite. It's just like, man, I could talk all day about the. I'm partially not like super elitist. Like I love all. Like I'll listen to fucking anything. But there are some stuff I'm just like, that is like the most cookie cutter ass. Have you ever done that before though? You like listen to a track like that's the most cookie cutter, like just like simplest drop you.
But yeah.
And like
There's good and bad music, but again, the way I see there's good and bad, but not really good and bad, because it's art and
it's subjective.
it's just subjective to your opinion. So, what sounds bad to me, but let's just say it's it might sound really good to it might be a banger to you.
Yeah, but see, I'm not more on the elitist like in where it's like, oh, that's good or that's bad. I'm more on like the fact like I feel like if it's soulless, if I feel like you just like
You're like, I'm just disappointed in you.
like it just feels like it's not. It's just like you feel like they put it out just because they're like, I know this is just whatever. Like I could just throw something together. Like it didn't. Which I don't. Don't get me wrong. Whatever. Sometimes for some people, if it pays the fucking bills, by all means do it. But then for some people, it's like, I'm like, all right, that was you knew that build up and that drop. It's gonna work, but it wasn't.
I mean, I've half-assed it.
Ah shit.
That's like when like I sometimes have a tendency to get super carried away, and I would just kind of say or announce stuff a little earlier.
So then
than
you're like, I gotta
should.
finish this up and
Yeah, but it's also for me because I'm like, when I know I'm gonna procrastinate like a motherfucker, I kind of put myself in a corner. I just announce that I'm gonna do this, and I kind of have to.
That's fair.
So I'll just be like, hey, I'm gonna play this edit at this show. And I got say a week to that show. I gotta fucking figure the fuck out, cause now people are expecting it. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
And so sometimes I rush it and I stumble upon gold. Sometimes not so much. But you know
I
what I
think
mean?
that's a
Nobody's
part of learning the
perfect.
craft too, though. You know, what I
Trial
mean?
and error.
Exactly, like you're kind of
I
pushing
mean,
yourself
what
a
I
little
mean?
bit there.
Nobody's perfect, bro. You're not a fucking robot. I feel like just mistakes make a perfect artist. Cause like if you've shown people that you can mix, like you can DJ a proper like professional 100% perfect set, right?
Yeah.
But also you're human, so if you're live mixing, mistakes might happen. Especially with DJing, the way I see it's not about how you fuck up, it's about how you unfuck it.
That's fair. Because
I
like
mean,
that's another skill in itself.
I
Yeah.
make mistakes all day. I'm usually so stoned, but guess what? The thing is, nobody hears them but me. That's the craft.
But I think sometimes there are some like mistakes that some people hear and they're like, okay, that motherfucker's actually mixing up there. You
But
know what I mean? It
sometimes you
shows
can make the mistakes literally work in your favor, and it just works out better than if you never fucked up at all. It's about taking risks, dude. Sometimes trust your gut.
Sure.
Sometimes it won't work. Sometimes it will. And again, just master the art of getting yourself out of a situation where you fuck up. Then you'll be more open to taking risks. Since it's in a creative aspect of risk taking, with risk is high reward, you might stumble upon some crazy creative shit that nobody ever thought of. You didn't even think of it. It just kind of happened in that moment. Just because you took a weird risk that you thought might not work, it wasn't.
But you don't
You
know
know, on
until you're
paper
there.
doesn't make sense, but shit, fuck around, and find out.
Yeah, you don't know until you're actually there in that moment.
I'm just yeah, I do that all the time. I'm just really, really good at like if this doesn't work, before I do it, I'm like I always assume it's not gonna work. If it doesn't, what am I doing? What's the backup plan? I always have that on the ready. So when I take a risk like that or play something, I'm like, I don't know if it's not gonna work. It might work. I always have a plan B that I know for sure it's gonna work in case the first one doesn't.
Yeah, that's fair.
And just about like only I realize that I made a mistake, but it's just about how you play it off. The crowd continues vibing. They don't even know what the fuck happened.
That's yeah.
Sometimes people standing real close to me, DJs just see it and they're like, "We saw it, but we didn't hear it." That's the cool part. That is what you got.
That's what you want.
Your
more
craft.
Yeah,
That's what you want.
Yeah.
You know
Like
what I mean?
okay, I saw that you kind of like did some shit, but like I didn't even know because
Exactly.
you were so quick with it that like I would have never even told couldn't even told in the first place.
But you made a little mistake with yourself and you learned not to do it again. So next time, you know what I
Better
mean?
even the next time. Yeah, you're better the next time.
Got what you wanted without ruining anybody's vibe. Nobody even noticed.
All right, I have another question actually that I was thinking about. So I'm sure you saw this too. So there was the post saying like they feel like the Houston rave scene is like dying, right? It's not right now. I know.
Thriving out here, baby.
I think in different ways though. So since you also do Star Lane, right? And you do the Sazi and Friends there, but you also play at places like Bauhaus and Clay. Why do you think someone would say that the rave scene has died? Do you think it's maybe just because of like certain venues play just certain types of music? Do you think it's the music that's being played or the culture built around that, like the venue per se? Because Sazi and Friends, would you say you get a still pretty decent turnout? Like, do you think like it's still always pretty solid for the most part?
Well, it's because I feel like Houston, in my opinion, has got a bad rep for being toxic, which it's true and also not. It's overhyped. Like it is, but like so is everything, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every scene, it's just gonna be like that. But also, what kind of flies under the radar if like all the parts that are not toxic, all of us. I'm not toxic. All my homies are. We're doing our thing out here. You know why we're so successful? Because we're not being toxic to each other. We're like friendly competition, but we're not really competing. It's like all homies, dude. It's all love.
Yeah,
You're
no.
not step-
You know what I
you're
mean?
not stepping
It's
on
just
anyone's
big enough
toes.
for all of us to literally eat. Say
That's
like
how I feel.
all the
how I
after
feel.
hours and all the clubs are filled to capacity. Guess what? There's still gonna be motherfuckers left in the city.
That's 100% true.
Why are we competing?
Yeah.
We will always eat more if we just stop fighting, bro. That's what I've been trying to put. I'm like, dude, why are we fighting? We live in one of the biggest cities in America. Use it to our advantage. There's so many motherfuckers.
Let's build together.
There's people everywhere.
100%.
We will run out of room before we run out of fucking people to party with.
There's always been like, whenever you see someone trying to step on someone's head to get ahead, there
think it's
is
an ego
there's a
thing.
level of doubt in themselves that you see in
Is
that
there
moment. It's like you
personal
had to go this
insecurities?
route, motherfucker. Like you had to like shit on somebody for your art to mean something. Like that's pretty fucked up in my opinion. Like I mean even if you are successful and you find success through that, it's how it's hard to say because people are different. So I personally wouldn't be able to sleep at night if that was the person that I was. That the only reason I ever found success in anything I did was because I made sure nobody else didn't. Like that's a weird person, but some people love to be that person.
It's
So
a
I don't
pride
know.
thing, dude. It unfortunately really is because I'm just like, it's like a personal thing where only that person gains anything from being else. But I'm like, the way I see it, all of us should just elevate together because, like, I'm finna be bored up there alone, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take all the homies with me. got me fucked up.
We're all gonna fucking.
You're all in
cry.
the shits together, bro. And like as a team and as a family and a community, you always tend to be more successful if you all play along. All have more fun. We all have less drama. We're not fighting. Cause who gives a shit? If you have more people that night, I don't. Good for you. You're still in the family, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Or just like, hey.
I'll get next weekend or the one after that. Who gives a shit? I'm having fun. That's the only thing that should matter.
Exactly.
I had a good night. Everything else comes and goes.
Yeah, I promote shit that I don't even do sometimes. Sorry, pause real
We're
quick.
getting a dog attack.
Oh, that's okay.
She's the sweetest. She's tired.
They want to be on the podcast too, motherfuckers.
Yeah, ruh, 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 ruh. Nah, but fucking, it is tough because it's harder and harder to walk that line with the more people that you meet that don't subscribe to that mentality. It's harder and harder to put your team first whenever other people are showing you or telling you on a daily basis, no, dude, you got to worry about yourself. You got to get yourself figured. It's like, no, I think I'm going to be okay if I worry about other people too. Like,
I mean, you gotta, bro. It's like, you gotta have at least like a base level empathy. Personally, not. But like, I personally love Houston, the Houston scene. Houston fucking adopted me. I'm not fucking from here, bro. I came here like 2017 from fucking Pakistan.
Dude, that's crazy. My
It's just like my whole life has been so it's been so weird.
my homie
Like,
Ali came from Pakistan. Like
was it like 2018 or 2019?
No. He came a little bit earlier. He came like 7, 8 years ago. Wait, that might be no.
That's around that
a
time.
little bit
buddy.
before. But yeah, no, he's from Pakistan too. He just got his citizenship. Actually, crazy. He just got his U.S. citizenship.
I
There.
didn't know. I was so
Yeah.
that's why I got super lucky. So I was born in Chicago, but I was like 2-year-old little baby when my
That's
family
where he
moved
lives
back.
now. That's fucking
so
nuts.
crazy.
Weird,
Yeah, that's
dude.
weird
It's
as fuck.
weird.
Yeah, that's wild.
So I've moved back to Pakistan, and then I kind of grew up there, so I ended up having dual citizenship.
Oh,
We're like,
cool.
so
Wow.
everybody wants to come here, of course. See why? I'm living the dream.
So wait, you were born in
But-
Chicago, and
Yeah.
what age did
So I
you
was
move
like
back?
2 years old when my family moved back.
Oh shit.
And it's like, so I just grew up in Pakistan. But unlike everybody else who has to wait, like, it's like a long, like 15, 20-year process. And after that wait period, all you get is an interview.
Yup.
You know, it's just fucked, dude. It's so fucked. But so everybody wants to get out of there and get the opportunity. I didn't have to wait that. I just had to buy a plane ticket. I didn't need a visa. You know, I had dual citizenship. I can go back and forth. Just hop on a plane. I didn't really know like what that meant until I was there, and I was like, dude, you only have so many options in Pakistan where you can be like maybe 1 out of 4 or 5 things really. And it's just like you could be a doctor, you could be an engineer, you could be a banker, you could do this or that, but that's it. Over here, for example, you can do whatever the fuck you want, literally, right?
Yeah.
That's the American dream that people chase. And so I was there, and I was like, dude, I'm smart enough to like do whatever I want, but it's just like, what do I want to do? I don't fucking know.
Right.
And my dad made me realize, he was like, well, the option is there. I was like, oh, all my life, never really thought about that. And then like a couple weeks later, I was just like, full send it. And I was
Damn.
just here. Because I was like, I always wanted to do something for myself. Because I kind of like just lived in my dad's shadow my entire life. And I was like, I hadn't worked a day in my life, nothing, dude. I was like not motivated in Pakistan, doing nothing. I had nothing going on for me. So I was like, look, again, I'm one of those people that I would just procrastinate for a lifetime until sometimes I got to put myself in a box.
Yeah.
In this situation, the box was I just kind of moved out of the country, came to like the one place I was like, I don't know nobody. Nobody knows me. Blank slate. Let's figure the fuck out.
Would you say it's like you
That's
work
wild.
better under pressure, so you find yourself putting yourself into pressure-filled
It's
situations?
situational. Depends, yes.
Gotcha.
Sometimes you just kind of just serves as motivation stuff.
How you
I
gonna
came
grow?
here. I did not speak English like this. I mean, I had the vocabulary, but what's coming out now? This is this is like 2 years old. Maybe kind of surprised myself. I had like a thick like accent. It took me a while to finish sentences, and just like kind of the only thing I did differently, I feel like, that most people that come here is that they come here and then they seek the similar environment as they left, except here. fuck you come here, stay home. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
fair.
the way when I came here, the way I saw it, I was like, okay, look, I love my people, I love my country, and I'm very proud that I'm from there. But I gave you motherfuckers like 21 years of my life, right? What the fuck? I'm gonna go experience what else is out there to offer. Especially in Houston, I realized there's so much diversity. It's like a buffet of people.
Oh, dude, that's a weird way
You
to
know
put
what I
it. You're not wrong.
It's
Though.
like,
You're
but
not
like,
wrong.
Golden
it came a
Corral
little
now.
fucked
No,
up, but
no,
like,
you're
not,
right.
in a wholesome way. In a wholesome way. It's just like, and for me, I'm a curious motherfucker. So to me, that was just like a buffet of experiences, to put it that
No,
way.
100%.
You know what I mean? So that's what I did. I just made friends with everybody. The only people I probably still don't really hang out with is my own people. No hate against them. Just like fucks with them a little bit more.
You
know what I mean? I feel like I was born here for a reason.
Like I tried the crab legs. I'm never going back.
I'm just saying, dude.
So,
Like-
did your family live here when you were born, or were they?
Yeah.
Okay.
So both of my parents are doctors, so they were doing their residency here.
Oh.
And
okay.
then they finished their training and then they could have chose to stay here, but we were, you know how our culture is very family oriented.
Yeah.
For them, being away from family was a tough thing. I mean, I love my family, but I'm big chilling.
It's
as you
not
can
as
see.
tough for you.
I'm proud. Like I made a life for myself amongst all. I didn't know I was gonna fucking. This was not the plan. I didn't fucking know. I really just came here. The whole entire plan was I want to find something that I want to do.
Mm.
Cause I'm like, dude, I know I can do several things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything I put my mind, I can do it. Whatever that might be. So I just came here and I just did a bunch of random shit, from like selling cell phones to like Uber driving to like fucking. I even worked at like a cryotherapy place
Oh shit.
for a little bit. Like I said, all sorts of random shit. I was manager for Pizza Hut for a little while. That's my first job.
Hell yeah.
That's where
Hey.
like
First
I
American
learned.
job, manager at Pizza Hut.
Dude, that was a
That's the
whole story in
American dream for
itself.
sure.
Where I just walked over to the closest Pizza Hut, and I was just like, "Hey, I just got here. I've never worked a day in my life." And as a 21-year-old in America, that's weird.
Bro,
I get that
imagine
now.
having that interview as the hiring manager.
But
Somebody
that's the thing,
walks
she
in.
hired me on spot though. Shout out to fucking Erica, bro, if she ever sees this.
Let's go. Shout out
Not 'cause
Eric.
all I said to her, I was like, "Hey, this is my situation," in broken English, but I was like, "I'm willing to learn though." She was like, "Don't know why, but I fucked with you." She hired me. And then she taught me from everything. Like, bro, it was so stupid. Like, I genuinely, truly, I'm not exaggerating, did not know how to hold a broom. So I held it so wrong that everybody fucking made so much fun of me. And I just like, dude, like, when I say yeah, just like
That's
that,
awesome.
motherfuckers.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But they taught me, and then I started off literally cleaning toilets because I didn't give a fuck. I was like, look, when I full send it by myself, that means starting from the literal bottom. So
Willing
whatever.
to do whatever.
'Cause
type
I
shit.
in Pakistan grew up spoiled as a motherfucker, dude. Like it's a whole different life out there. And my parents are doctors, so it's just like I grew up spoiled as fuck. So for me to just like actually do what I told myself I'm gonna do, surprise myself, I was like, shit, bro, this sucks, but we're doing it. You know? But I feel like that did end up making me into a person I am. Because when I came here, I was just
That shit builds character.
not motivated. I was spoiled. I hadn't done shit, bro. I've not made a single penny for my fucking self in my goddamn life. Nothing, dude. Just bullshitting my way through life just because. You know, when I came here, I started cleaning toilets. I was manager in like 7 months. That's how I was just like
That's pretty sick.
little full send.
Erica
I don't
is
know
really
how,
fucking
but it
with
just
you.
kind of happened. And then Erica taught me a bunch of shit from like how to sweep to speak. And then I always, when I hung around new people, even at school, I was going to Lone Star. I still am. Just took a little break because I was like, I can't juggle music, my day job, and also school successfully. I could do it, but like
a lot.
I would,
A lot.
you know what I mean? So I was
Yeah.
like, look, music wise, as an artist, I wouldn't say accident. I would say luckily, fortunately, I'm getting the opportunities that are just like very unlikely to happen, but they are like literally once in a lifetime situations. But I'm like, school would be there 2 years, like next year even. This might not if I don't do this right now and see where the fuck it goes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, best case scenario really is that this fucking works out, and then you know we out here, and that's what I can do as a career. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
School, I am going, yes, but again, that's one of those things where like I can do it. I'm gonna do it as a backup plan because I'm not stupid and just putting all my eggs in like this very like unstable music thing. It's working out right now, sure. I don't know if I'm gonna have a gig next week. You know what I mean? Like I probably will, but like I don't know that for sure.
That's fair. Yeah.
I will, but again, you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
anything could happen.
So it's very like I'm very blessed how it's going. I'm very happy, and again, best case scenario, it works out, and I won't have to need that plan B. But also, if it doesn't, it's just gonna be real good to at least have that cushy corporate 9 to 5 bullshit,
Yeah.
backup plan.
It is
That's
what it
true.
is. Yeah, I mean,
And I will never stop the music part. I genuinely enjoy it. This is not to get anywhere for anything. That part is really so I could just continue to do this for the rest of my life and also pay my bills.
right.
That's the whole mindset of me getting somewhere means for me to literally not get rich, but be comfortably making enough money that I'm not worried about bills off of music. This is all I can do just my entire life, and I'll be fucking happy.
I think
As fuck.
personally, it does take a certain level of sociopath to want more than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, it's nice. Like, I'll be a hypocrite to say that, all the stuff that comes with being more known or popular is not nice. It's fucking great. I love everybody. I'm a human.
right.
Everybody loves the attention.
That's fair.
I sometimes, I mean, it's overwhelming, but also, like, it's fantastic. I've never gotten attention for shit my entire life. This is great. This is like I said, living the dream. But take that all away, would I stop the music part? Fuck no.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Shit.
This is
'Cause
nice.
You fucking love
But
with
that's
the
not
game, you know?
that's not the motivation behind.
Yeah. It's not why you do it.
But people who are like, no, I'm not, bro. I mean, the people who are like, we don't enjoy it. No, yes, you do. Of course you do. Unless you're a crazy person, doesn't like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Any normal person would. It's not, and you worked for it, so like, fuck yeah, enjoy it.
Right.
Deserve it.
Yeah.
That's why you're getting it, right?
yeah, you put in all that. Like I said,
All these people are stupid hyping something or anybody up for that matter because you're obviously doing something right. You convince this group of people to be behind or just support whatever the fuck you got going
To
on.
a degree. Unless you're 6'9".
To a degree. Unless you just have a bunch of crazy people doing the party.
talking about like your
It goes both
it
ways.
really does. Talking about your success and your love for the game too. Like Sazi and friends, right? So you got Sasa. Going back to what you were saying too about your you got your DMB alias. That's Sazi, right?
Mhm.
Sazi's your DMB alias.
Yes, Sasa and Ozzy pushed together.
So it's
kinda-
both of y'all.
Both us.
So
yes.
Ozzy says the homie
Ozzy's
that
my
you're-
best friend. Yeah.
that y'all are doing the Star Lane shit together.
Yeah.
And then you said Tanya was the other one that's helping
Mhm.
you too. That's fucking sick. So y'all do the drum and bass alias together. The Sazi.
Yeah, so he's a rhythm artist on his own solo,
Oh shit.
and then I'm literally the opposite.
That's funny.
A
Yeah.
house, melodic house, and house just everything like boots and cats, but also the middle ground for us. I do love bass. I never said I didn't. People assume just because I don't DJ or am a house guy, I would just hate. I make jokes about it because it's hilarious, because they get all upset every time you say something anti-bass. Fucking funny. I don't mean it. I'm always at all rhythm shows, front and fucking center, bro. You got me fucked up. I love that shit.
Yeah.
That's why I say, because I'm like, dude, my actions speak louder than the words. I'm literally in the pits, bro. Who the fuck's gonna say I don't like bass music? So obviously, everything's a joke. The more you get upset, the more I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, I think a lot of those people are.
But I love bass. I started off as a dubstep guy.
Dude, I think I remember, dude, when I first met you too, you were like, I'll spend anything. You're like, I'll spend it all. I don't give.
I was
you're
one
like,
of those. I was like, I called them DJ
Spin it all.
sluts, bro. Do
Yeah,
everything.
you're like, I'll give a fuck. I'll spend it all. You're like, I'll
That's
spend
no
dubstep. I'll
standard.
spend house. I'll do it. Hey, bro.
Man, man.
Hey, just please give me an opportunity, and I swear I'll fucking
Please,
put some shit on. I'm glad you're doing drum and bass though too. Y'all have that alias. I love drum and bass. There's
I recently found my love. I accidentally stumbled upon those. Probably seen the UK All Star DMB Boiler Room sets.
dude, I haven't seen
The
those. No.
first one I stumbled upon was Bo. I was like, what the actual goddamn fuck is this? I was like, because I heard DNB, but I think I heard the wrong kind where it did not fascinate me.
There's
was
so
like-
much. It's a
It
lot of
threw me off.
versatility with
Exactly.
it.
It threw me off. But when I heard that motherfucker, I was like, dude, this is right the fuck up my motherfucking alley. Say less. I was like, let's see if I can produce it. Because I made a rule when I switched to house where I was like, all right, for full authenticity, only going to DJ genres that I. Doesn't mean that I actively drop songs. As long as I at least have one song out in that genre, I will tell myself that it's okay to DJ the genre.
Respect.
Right? So it started off with tech house, now it's progressive house, now it's all content house. Also, when I really started getting into DMB, I was like, let me see if I can make a song. So I did. And put it out, and it was fucking great. And I accidentally made that too. I was actually kind of just like fucking around. I was like, I want to make something bass. It wasn't necessarily DMB. I was like, might be dubstep. Let's see where this goes. I made like the synths or like the bass line basically dubsteppy. But then like my house brain just made the drums a little fat. So it started sounding like more drum and bass, and I was like, set it up a little bit more. Let's see how this goes. It started more like DnB, so I went back and now rearranged the song, make it more drum and bass on purpose, and yeah, came out pretty nice. I'm gonna make more. It's kind of like got fully lost into like making recording Sasa, the house thing, because that was just like a fun little thing. But I just kind of put it out just because, like now that it's for me. Now I can know. Now I know I can do it.
Yeah.
Cool. So I went back to just the house stuff until we made this alias, and now I'm gonna yeah. After I was just waiting until this roll song comes out, and now the next song is probably gonna be me and Ozzy. Probably gonna be.
So with running Star Lane, doing Sazi and Friends, running your own salsa stuff, how do you prevent from stretching yourself too thin?
Dude,
He said that's a great
bro.
question, actually.
Said I've been trying to figure that out.
I'm like always fucking tired. I could sleep right now, literally. But it's just like what keeps me going really is that luckily for me, every time I don't sleep, some good shit that wasn't happening before. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, every time I sleep, it's like an L for me.
You're just in a constant state of FOMO.
Yeah, so I'm just like exactly, but it's like it just drives me. But like, kind of just got accustomed to being tired. 'Cause I just don't want to.
You're like, fuck it, I'll figure it out
I will
later.
sleep, but like not as much as I should. Super unhealthy, and I gave myself to like I'm 30. Continue doing this if I can, but after them chilling the fuck out.
How old are you right
Look,
now?
girl, just turned.
Okay.
Right there with you, bro. It's just
Well,
Oh,
3
right
more
there with you,
years
yeah.
to
Shut the fuck
to live
up,
it up.
bro. Don't remind me. Don't remind me.
He's like, hey man, you still got fucking.
I'm stuck in a constant state of.
Dude, I still remember this.
No, I feel that.
I still remember this Thrasher video, or I don't remember how, like, what the scenario was, but it was some dudes trying to get a clip, and some dude came outside his trailer. He's like, "Yo, what the fuck are y'all doing?" He's like, "You guys want a beer?" And so they got to talking about the shit, and it ended up he was like, he ended up telling him that he was with Thrasher and shit, and he was like, "Oh, I fucking love it, dude. I'll get a whole case out here, bro." And he's like, no, we'll just take the one and we'll go. We don't want to make this a whole thing. We're trying to get this clip. Can we fuck up your rail though? And it's, I don't know. I feel like there is like this level of like kind of going balls to the wall, saying fuck it, like I'm gonna go for it type shit. But then there's also those moments where you have to say like, actually, sir, I don't need a full case right now. Actually, sir, I am gonna get my clip and go.
You gotta know your limits. Like, there's full sending, but then there's being stupid and the smart full sending. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, just don't full send yourself. You know, like, just that balance. Like, I seem like I'm just wilding out all the time, which I am, but also, I don't sleep as much like at once. But I still kind of try to get 6 to 8 hours.
Naps throughout the day.
In naps, at least. Like, I time it. Like, I'm just lucky enough that I get to, like, sleep at work pretty much. It kind of helps out. That really is a big part in how I can manage everything, because I manage a smoke shop.
Mm.
Kind of runs itself. Easy to
Right.
I really hope my boss doesn't fucking hear this podcast. It's not gonna wanna.
We'll
But
send it right to
oh
him.
well.
It's okay.
It's all good.
Right.
It's all good. But no, I just kind of do that at work. So by the time I get off work, and I get to make music at work, like there's nothing else really to do
Mm.
physically. They're just making music. Get off work and go play the music I made at work for people.
That's
It's like the
sick,
perfect
though.
cycle. It's that's the perfect cycle. We're like, I don't technically need the day job anymore, thankfully, financially speaking. But again, like I said, this is like unstable. It's fun now, but who's to say?
Right.
I put all my eggs in one basket. Stupid, especially for me since I don't really actually work. Like, I was dumb to quit. Like,
We're not so far removed from COVID either, so where it's like,
speaking of which, dude, I actually forgot that was a thing until dude, check this the fuck out. So I was gonna back to back with a girl DJ called La Spooky. Fantastic. I was super excited about it until she was like, dude, I tested positive for COVID. I was like, still a thing, and I felt so stupid saying that, but I genuinely was like, I truly forgot that was actually a thing. And I was like, shit, like, should I be careful? Because I out all the time.
I will say I have heard that it's going around right now, but we don't got to talk about that. But
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, that is crazy though. But yeah, to quit your day job at this point, it's like I keep something that's at least stable and consistent.
Yeah,
But I mean, and then still, I'm getting the money over here. I'll just have both going.
Yeah.
Because I never used or like the goal was to never use music money to pay the bills, right? And I still don't. So I have that going for my day job though. 8 hours and it's perfect because the only thing I can do in those 8 hours is just fuck off and sleep, right all the way. So I get to be productive. I mean, I take little naps, but also I can't just if I'm at home and I quit my job, the 8 hours, I'm gonna tell myself I'm gonna do certain things. Guess what? I'm not. All I'm gonna do is smoke and go the fuck to sleep all the time. So no, I already know how it's gonna go. So I keep that as a balance between Sasa and Cerebral. So I know how wild this nightlife can get. Truly, I do know that. I thankfully don't drink, which is probably a big part of how I get to that because I never fucking wake up hungry
you have control over those
ever.
moments.
Yeah, so I continue to do this without just like I said, hungover is like a big thing. With the alcohol plays a big part in making people get overwhelmed or like burn out fast. I really just am stony baloney all the time usually, and that's all you need. That and music. That's fun. That's the whole point, right?
Mhm.
Not out to get fucked up. I get fucked up because I'm out, and it's like it's one of those nights, But it's not. Again, I don't drink, so
It's a different level of fucked
different
up.
kind of fucked up.
Different consequences, different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I still am able to drive my fucking cell phone
Yeah.
without any consequences and go the fuck to sleep
With
and just
full
not
memory of what
not
happened
wake
last
up in a
night for the most
dumpster or
part.
do some dumb shit that I'm not supposed to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And beyond that, you kind of have to have a certain level of control if you want to exist in that life because you know how wild other people can get and you know that you don't have that much control. Sure, there's a security guard and a line of people between you and the wildest person at the bar, but they're still there. They can still get to you. Like it's not like you're not impenetrable at that DJ station. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Drunk people scare me, especially since I'm not drunk. So like, no matter what kind of sauce I am, I'm never at the level of fucking drunk person. Especially if an angry drunk person, if the anger is directed towards, like, nothing I say or do will get to your head. So I just try to avoid those situations. It's not worth
I
it.
get that.
Like, so high, I just don't give a shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, fuck off.
I've tried to reason with an angry
Gives a
drunk
fuck.
person. You cannot. I
No,
promise you.
yeah.
I've tried. It's not possible. You can't do
You
it.
reach a point in the argument, you're like, you're not even gonna remember this tomorrow. Why am I wasting my time?
Exactly,
Fuck.
dude. I could just go have a actual conversation with somebody who's gonna remember what I said, and actually maybe it's gonna have like a educated, nice, pleasant conversation instead of like arguing with a goddamn fucking wall.
Yeah.
No reason.
So
No reason.
with Sazi and friends, like, what do you like? Do you have any like goals? Like, you really see like taking that? Like, do you feel like you can start doing like lineups,
Dude,
putting more people on, or like
Started off as a joke, the whole Sawsy thing, because we're best friends,
yeah.
and like, but we don't necessarily we actually met. The way we met was on a lineup. This promoter has kind of put us together. We're like the polar opposite as artists. For some reason, I'm so glad he did. Landry, shout out to fucking Landry. He put us on the lineup. He's like, y'all do a good back. I was like, sure. It was the early days. Again, like back then, I was just like, yeah, do give me whatever. I was just like a slut for gigs, right?
What gig
Like,
was
it-
that? What event?
That was it was actually a good one. It was a support for Jay Phelps. Dubstep.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was a big show. So it was a big artist. So we were excited.
Where was it at?
It was at a warehouse, and then
Was
we
it-
moved to the church.
Dude, I remember. I think I
Mm.
remember that warehouse. He threw a couple events there before. Yeah, I haven't seen anything there, but I remember him throwing a couple like back then. It was the one where it has like a pretty big parking lot and shit. Yeah, yeah. I had went to a couple. Damn, it's crazy how like when you look back at shit, you're like, dude, you remember that?
Dude, last
Fucking
time,
nuts.
last year around a little bit around this time, still house parties on kitchen tables, and this time we out here fucking fulfilling it. It's crazy to look back. I am always in awe, dude, because to me this is like, I was like, how are you so excited? You're not used to it. I'm like, I'm never gonna get used to it. So I'm living a dream I never dreamt about because it was so far off reality that I was like, not even worth dreaming about. And then, not by plan, it's just kind of I just went with the flow of life, and we out here living a dream I never dreamt about. That makes
That
sense.
is crazy. Like
So fucking weird how things happen.
it kind of
On
goes
the
back to
purpose,
what we were
though.
saying earlier. Is like you kind of like when you got to B2B floss. It is insane that it does take those moments of like, I didn't even know this was possible, but hell yeah, let me do that shit.
Dude, right? 'Cause I'm like a fan, bro. Like back, especially in the back in the base days, like Floss was one of the first like people. I still love trap, and I kind of don't enjoy how less shows we get.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like a big deal, and I just that was the least thing I expected, but also so cool because to me it was like a sentimental thing where I'm like, this is cooler since I'm a house artist. But but I still brought the vibe. Like I didn't just play like progressive sad shit at that show. No, yes, I opened with a house, but it was like a particular curated house for that specific set.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? I am good at what I do, which is why I continue doing it. I never said I'm not.
Right. I I have a question. I was thinking is like, since you have been over the past few years kind of extending your reach in Houston, what would be probably like, obviously the best way to put this is like, obviously everything kind of runs because there are good things and bad things, and those things kind of coincide with each other. So, but if there were any one bad thing about the Houston scene that you could remove from the Houston scene, and any one good thing that you could import into the Houston scene that would improve
I'll be
it.
bigger. How about this? Yeah. What if you could improve? How about this? I word it like this.
Shit on it. We don't want to shit on it.
Yeah, I word it like this.
I was like, we can shit on it and then make
I
it
word it
better
like
a little bit.
If there's like one thing you would improve with like the scene, what do you think like overall like it would be? Like especially like something that maybe like would bring more people out, or something that like you want maybe more people dancing, more people vibing, whatever the case. Because sometimes there's a lot of people that just show up for the fuck of it, for the party. Sometimes there's not enough people. Sometimes it's just like you don't even know why some of those people are there. Like, do they even know what the fuck is going on?
Well, there's several layers to that, dude. Like the people, what I've noticed since I'm never drunk and I am just very observant person.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to do, and I'm also very socially shy, so I don't really talk to a lot of people unless I'm comfortable. So
That's
I'm
me.
usually,
Yeah.
I have the most fun in some corner where I'm just vibing with like 1, 2 homies that I fuck with.
That's exactly how I am, low key.
And then that's why the best thing I enjoy about being DJ, the perks that come with it, is going backstage. Not because it's cool or anything, but because I get like my little
The isolation
that
of it all.
isolation where I can enjoy, just do me in that little bubble of mine where I just go where I want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's nice.
But
Yeah.
since it's back there, also was fun doing that. The second favorite thing is people watching. It's just like it's just hilarious. It's hilarious, bro. Drunk people doing drunk shit. It's just funny.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's no hate or anything. It's comical.
Yeah, that's true.
From my perspective, it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Especially if you're stoned as fuck. It's extra funny.
Bro, like just seeing some like a drunk person's posture.
people just
Just
be
like,
doing
how
all
are you
sorts of
being
stuff.
supported right now? The weight distribution here is not adding up in my head.
All right. So what was the thing you would improve? I'm sorry. I just got.
Well,
I
we got- we got- we got
Are we
sidetracked.
tiptoeing around it?
We got sidetracked.
Yeah.
What would I improve?
Yeah.
I would say, dude. Well, for one, stop competing within each other and so much competition. I've noticed that always.
It's like cutthroat.
Within on personal levels, within DJs, within artists, within clubs, within everything. But like I said, why? If we were in like a small country, small city, something where there's like a certain amount of people, only like it's either or type situation.
Yeah.
Like I said, bro, we'll run out of room before we run out of fucking people, and we're doing this.
Yeah.
Point.
That's true.
I mean, with
I've
the
always
amount of,
I've always seen more success when I just played along.
See,
Yeah.
the way that I've always seen it, like just like when I throw stuff, it's not like because I'm like I want to throw the biggest fucking craziest. I'm like, dude, I want to fucking vibe. I want to
just wanna
have a
have fun
good
with your
time.
homies.
Exactly. Just have fun with the homies, and it's just like curating that vibe. I feel like if you really go in with that mentality, dude, you're gonna have a good you're gonna put something together that's good. You're gonna have a good show. The performances 9 times out of 10 will probably be fucking great because they feel sick as fuck. Like they're like, dude, this is fucking awesome. I'm having a good time. Crowd's fucking vibing because everyone's having a good time. So it just overall makes the experience better, And I think you're right though. A lot of people kind of going into it like, I've got to do this thing better, or I've got to like.
There's no better, bro. That's what I keep
Exactly.
saying. I'm like, I'm not better than anybody. Nobody's better than me, dude. We just have our pros, and there's things I'm good at only because I have more knowledge of it. And if you had the same knowledge, you'd be equally as good or better.
isn't it
So,
kind of
you know-
sad that we see a lot of different fields like medical, law, even sports, where you can be a specialist in something, but they don't allow that same honor to musicians in the way that like you know what I mean? Like if you're a good musician, you're almost expected to be across the board good. But like they in the medical field, there are specialists in certain things. Like I'm just started working for a dental office about like 3 or 4 months ago, so I just started learning about like endodontics, orthodontics, periodontics, all these different like levels of shit. And so like I work for a general dentist, and so when we refer somebody out, I'm like, what is happening here? Like I thought you were the doctor. Like you know what I mean? But it's like, no, this person specializes in this shit. But we don't attribute that same honor to musicians. We don't see like this person is a specialist in this, so let's bring them in to do that. It's almost like
But it is though.
In a
It
different
is
way.
though.
They
That's
do.
what I was saying about, for example, Baja's curating the shows. Yes, they could poke one person for all of them, and they'll probably do a good job, or vice versa. But they choose the artist according to they think that artist is. It's a techno show. Guy who's I could play techno good, and certain other people do job, but then there's that guy who's specialty.
yeah.
Does you know what I mean? And they deserve it because that's their thing. I have my thing. Everybody has their thing, and just like just each do their own thing. You could be good at multiple things, but you can always have that one thing you prefer. Or you're just better at.
Right.
You're always gonna be better at something more than the other.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that. I guess what I'm trying to say is that like I think within the music industry it's seen that way, but from a voyeuristic view, it's not respected that way. Like I feel like the people that show up to the shows don't view you as a specialist whenever you're there. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm saying is that's the part that is distasteful in my mind is that you do honor yourself in specializing in that, and so much so there's a curator that thinks that you specializing in that would work well with their show, but somebody walks in and is just like, I don't know if I like D&B. It's like, well then fuck you, bitch.
That's why that's why I've curated my brand in a way that look, I've played and proved people I can successfully play a wide range. So for me, I've kind of made that thing where I'm like, you don't know what's gonna be, you don't know what I'm gonna play. Only thing guaranteed that you know, it's gonna be a good fucking time. So people can come in out and also I just a personal thing for me is working out. Not saying might work out for everybody. I'm not saying the other way is wrong either. This is just the thing that I do. I don't plan sets, as in like the only reason why so I play and I DJ ungodly amount. I understand, right? And I also understand oversaturation is a thing, and I also understand why it's a thing because oversaturation basically is boring, the repetitive, right?
Yes.
So what I did, I was like, look, since I'm doing it so much, I'm gonna continue doing it so much. Boy, how do I not get boring? Never do the same thing twice. So every time it's like, yes, it's me present, me behind the decks, but what you hear, it will be a different person every single fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I continually do that, never plan a set. I have a certain folder and a genre of like a vibe, but what order, what song I'm gonna play, I don't fucking know. I can't do it again if I wanted to.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah.
And I download new songs every set. I could play 4 sets in a day and I'll still have 4 different new folders every time. That's just my thing. And as a producer, I contribute a lot more to it where I randomly make just all sorts of random edits that they're just mine. No, nobody else is playing. That's the new thing. Every time, like I said, it's me behind flesh. But what you hear, the experience, different. I don't fucking know what's gonna be. All I know, all you know, it's gonna be a good time. Guaranteed, it has been for 2 years though at least. People, that's what I've been like just consistently doing because it's fun. That's what I go for, fun.
Right.
I know I'm fun. I know y'all gonna have fun. We'll have fun together.
Yeah, this is the question kind of for me, but I'm curious point of view on it too. Is so like with that being said, is like you see a lot of people bring out big artists. I feel like I've seen it a lot recently too. Is like some of these big artists get like put on bills, but like a lot of people aren't showing up. Do you think that's because like you feel like it's just like they know if they go it's not gonna be as good of a time, and like if they go to like let's say that they go to what you're throwing, it's like they know it's gonna be a good time.
Some people, I mean, I have seen artists skip in Houston on their tour stops and
A
stuff,
lot.
and I feel like
A
yes,
lot. Yeah.
but the reasoning behind it is usually our speculation because there's a lot of factors that go into it, but it couldn't even be up to the artist, and some could just be a financial thing, could just be a convenience thing, could just be an X number of fucking variables of why they didn't. Sometimes, yes, it might just be because they don't like the vibes of the city. Might just be a personal thing. They don't like it doesn't mean it's bad. Somebody else might love it.
That's
Type
true.
shit. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
I see a lot of artists come through. For example, I've been blessed enough to be in that personal space with the artist. I can just ask him their experience firsthand. Well, I've not seen anybody have a bad time yet. I'm not gonna lie. At least not around me. I'm sure they do have bad experiences, but like from personal, I've not. Everything I've been around and played, they've been like, "Yo, y'all are fucking awesome. This is crazy." A lot of people are like, "Dude, we didn't expect this shit to be in like fucking Texas. What the fuck? Why is this so much fun?" And we're just like,
That's fucking sick. That's
and it's awesome to hear because we're like, "Dude, fuck yeah, we're doing something right."
hell yeah.
Because these international artists, they've been all over the world, and they're like, "Yo, y'all lit." It genuinely mean it because you can tell.
Yeah.
Know what I mean,
Yeah. No, I definitely feel you. Well, shit. I don't know if you're good. Okay, I was like, I don't know if
I'm free today, bro. Saturday,
Okay,
Sunday.
dude.
The amount of fucks I give are at home.
I left those. They're not
Something I
really-
was gonna ask is like, I'm trying to figure. I've been trying to figure out how to put this. When you were still living in Pakistan, did you ever have ideals of wanting to make music and be a musician,
Dude,
or
it's-
was it something that you kind of gained when you came here?
It's funny. I was just talking to her about this. I didn't even think about it like that unless I started recently. It came back to me. But as a ninth grader, the first experience, like I kind of always realized recently that I wanted to be cool so bad all my life, even as a kid. I just kind of forgot about it. You know, and like in ninth grade, I did the stupidest, most embarrassing thing. Thank God it was no videos of it. If they are, please God burn them.
Please tell me
whoever's-
talent show.
Yeah, it was telling shit.
No!
Dude,
At
guess
the
what I did in
talent
fucking
show.
Pakistan? In Pakistan, of all the places, bro. I always had that bug, I guess. So I've loved Eminem. Even in back then, for some reason, Eminem made his way all the way fucking
Came
Pakistan.
out with the Slim Shady at the
So
talent show.
I rapped Mockingbird.
No, you did not.
To a bunch of Pakistani kids who barely knew English, yet alone the wise words of Mr. Marshall
So
Mathers.
you crushed it, is what you're saying.
Not
stole their
so
hearts.
much, cause like again, I was also a little itty bitty Pakistani kid who like in my head I was, fuck yeah, I was Eminem, but on the what came out was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wait, there was a video.
I hope not. I don't think so. I really don't think so. But I did it though.
Yeah.
I'm proud of myself for going
Hey,
through with
yeah,
it.
I mean-
But I didn't give up though. I did something more embarrassing the year after that. So since rapping didn't work out, the year after that, the talent show, I decided, as fucking, I'm gonna make fun of me for saying this, but at one point I don't know why, as a kid in Pakistan, really into High School Music. Don't know what it was, but specifically into singing part.
I'll jump in
Where-
on that grenade with you, brother. I had the fucking
Singing
soundtrack.
part. It was not anything else really. It was like, so I decided to. I forgot the real name of the song. It was like "Bet on Me" or something by Zac Efron.
Yeah.
I sang that one.
At the
Turns
talent
out-
show.
Yeah, it turns out I'm not good at rapping. Also, not the best at singing either. But I did it though. Tried though. A for effort, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Then
A for effort.
did a couple plays. I was decent-ish at acting, but also like I'm socially anxious. Like I'll be cool until I'm not, and then it just all goes to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess I always wanted to be that person, but like DJing and this whole thing, this was like not ever like a thought in my. It was just like a chance, a leap of faith, literally. 2019, I went to a Chris Lake show. My first time going to a house show, first time going to a rave, first time taking acid all in one fucking night.
Jeez, talk about a
And
fucking
I
night.
remember,
Chris
dude,
Lake too, man. You know that motherfucker crushed
Dude,
it.
I remember I looked at my homie and I was, yo, I want to be that guy. Chris Lake. In that moment, I just, because like, I came here to find a purpose. The whole point was I was like, I want to find what I want to do, not what I can do. This is the first thing ever in my life that I was like, yo, this is what I want to do. I was like, I want to be that guy. In that moment, I bought Dex the fucking day. I just went full crackhead and would lock myself in fucking my room for hours, especially taking advantage of the whole COVID thing. I was at home, perfect prime opportunity. I just would crackheaded out 12, 13, 14 hours just behind the desk. By myself. For absolutely no fucking reason. Kept doing it like crackhead. I was really just enjoying it. It was like just a really fun hobby for me. But I didn't want to do it for people. It was more for get a little deeper, I've always had like clinical depression all my life. It was just something I learned to live with. Like nothing ever helped really. It would temporarily serve as a band-aid, but kind of cope with it. Till when I was just in that music, I was not depressed. I was just like, dude, I'm not gonna stop doing it. I kept doing it. I was enjoying it. It kind of went hand in hand. And now it cured it. Literally, not sad anymore, dude. Type shit.
That's
You know what I
kind of
mean?
crazy.
It's
sick,
weird.
yeah.
It's like it sounds super weird and spiritual, whatever the fuck, but it's true. Realistic. It's fucking true. And I feel like depression and anxiety, and it's very real. But also, I feel like sometimes in my situation, at least, maybe it was just in my head.
I think a better way of saying that it's in your head is saying that it's self-inflicted in the way that it's not necessarily in your head. It's not a figment of your imagination. It's there,
It's there. I mean,
but
it still
you
comes
might
back.
be the
but
person putting it there.
yes, I feel like it's something that is serving better than a bandit that it takes away for the most part. Like, I was sad last week, but not anymore. You know what I mean? It just comes and goes. But the amount of time that comes is just very seldom. Nobody fucking nice. 'Cause nobody likes.
Yeah, no, it could
And
definitely
then
be good a
music
whole.
generally, when people say heals, it does. Some situations, it actually does.
I agree with that.
So that's why initially just full send it so much because I was like, dude, like every time I stop, I'm gonna be sad again. I'm not. Since everything kind of worked in my favor, as in I had plenty ample time and opportunity to not stop. I just full send it as fuck. So if you do something enough again with the DJing part, it's all practice. Do it enough. Of course I got good. Fuck, I did it an ungodly amount of time. I did it like a fucking crackhead. My roommate was worried. He was like, "Do you even eat, bro?" And I didn't. That's it. I was just absorbed as fuck. But the good thing that came out of it is being like I just got really good at something. And I did the same thing with production. There's full send it as fuck.
Yeah.
Exact same method, exact same headspace. Lock myself in my room for hours on hours, and not leave until I figure that snare out, until I get it just right. Kept doing it like a crazy person. Again, do anything enough, you get good at it. Here we are.
And beyond here we are, here we go. You know, like it's
Hopefully,
like,
man.
obviously, I would say that you should try to. The next step is maybe try to find a way to sleep with that drive, have that drive, and also get a little bit more healthy on your sleep.
I'm
But
trying, dude.
but that would probably be the next way, because you have the drive, you have the capability, you have the wherewithal, you have the path setting forward. Is just making sure you stay on it.
Somebody advised me recently, and this is like good advice that I took to heart. They were like, did the grind. Now you're thankfully blessed to be at a point where you don't have to grind as hard anymore. You don't have to. You do it because self. You have fun. You don't have to. Need to. You used to have to get to this point where you're at now, but now it made sense. Now I should definitely. I'm trying. My goal is to like. If my goal was to be like just a local DJ and really good at it, I'll be plenty happy. No, this is my opinion.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't. My goal, like when I would say like I got what I wanted, the life I wanted, is if I'm successfully able to pull off being a touring artist where I'm touring because I love traveling. To be able to travel and get paid for it and also play music, bro, that's the perfect fucking life. That's the end goal. That's the light at the end of the tunnel. So that's for me. It's like what I'm working towards. We'll just kind of see how that ends. So
Yeah.
far, so good. Thankfully, I'm super blessed. So like that's why I love Houston, but literally adopt.
It's crazy. I feel like people, weirdly enough, I've noticed is like people who are born here, most, not like all, some people like love Houston, but a lot of people who are born in the area just like,
Take it for granted.
yes.
Yeah.
But people who come into Houston from like out of the country or even like out of the state, they're like, dude, this fucking love Houston. Houston's thick as
You know,
fuck.
people always say
The
that
weather could be better.
people
Yeah.
never people never get big or blow up in their own city.
Yeah, I've
True.
heard that.
But the way I see it, in my city, like, you get what I mean?
That I
true.
wasn't born here.
So,
I didn't
like,
grow up here.
For me, the motivation is happening because I'm from here. Even if the stereotype, which is true, I've seen that happen a lot in situations where there's people from Houston that blew up other places.
Yeah.
Hey, so lose it.
Yeah, it's because
So many.
people know. It's like I think it's one of those things. A lot of people know you. You know, once so many people know you, it's like whatever. But you go somewhere else where no one knows you and they see like the talent. They're like,
For
holy
me, this
shit.
was a place where nobody knew me. People know me now.
Yeah.
But like this is recent. This is all like within the last year and a half. Before this, I don't give a fuck who I was or what I was doing.
Right.
That's fair.
This is all like everything is very fresh, and I still haven't processed. Like, I'm always in. This is crazy. People always like, why are you so happy? I'm like, how can I not be, bro? Have you seen the shit?
Bro, wake up.
Bro, I make a joke. I'm like, dude, this is a dream. Whoever the fuck wakes me up is catching hands.
That's fucking
I'll be like, you fucked up, son. What?
It's crazy to think, dude.
Let me be.
Even 2 years ago when you played that pool party, bro, I thought your set was fucking like.
Thank you.
I thought it was
appreciate
solid
that.
as fuck. Even then, I was like, dude, this
that means
guy's
a lot.
fucking killing it.
You told me that. It's just like small things like that kept me going and motivating me. I was like, you know what? I still don't see it, to be honest. I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, dude, I'm just kind of just here existing. But all these people can't be wrong collectively.
Right.
No, exactly.
That's what way it gives me confidence. Because, like, all this confidence also very fresh. I'm not used to not the person that I'm very, like, this like newfound confidence. Thankfully, fucking finally, as fuck.
It's earned, man.
But I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, right.
Been
I mean,
fucking
as you
crushing.
should, though.
If you asked me to be on the podcast last year, it would be very boring. I was just awkward all at once.
I actually, of all people, I actually heard Bert Kreischer talking about it recently, where he was saying is like, for so long I was trying to be funny or trying to be this and trying to be that. It wasn't until that I delved into the person that I actually was where I started to find the success that I actually
Exactly,
could have.
because I used to never be comfortable with myself because anxiety, self-doubt, all sorts of fucking shit. Until recently, like I said, it just is the people. Thankfully for people, and that's why I love everybody who supported or part in this whole process so much. Because of them is why I got over a lot of personal shit. Because I just looked at it from I was like, all these people, why would they collectively lie to me? They ain't nothing.
Right.
What I mean?
No, 100%.
They don't know me. Most of these people don't even know my real name. Why are they supporting me solely based off of the fact that I'm doing fucking right?
I think the idea is even if a percentage of them are lying to you, even if a percentage of them are saying it just to be nice or whatever, there's still that percentage of people that are moved by something
It's
you
like if
create.
it's a large amount of people, but I'm like, it's just impossible. It's just,
Right.
I have to accept it, even if I don't see it. It's in front of me. I
That
cannot
imposter
not
syndrome,
accept
you
it.
know?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't understand what that meant until like I get in.
Isn't it crazy though? It's always the people like who work the hardest to get somewhere. They're like, dude, I just don't get it, right? And everyone's like, dude, how the fuck do you not get it? But it's the people who really haven't done shit. They're like, dude, I deserve this.
Yeah.
I
I
fucking deserve
always
like,
do.
man, what the fuck?
I'll be saying shit online, but it's really because I don't say shit in person, dude. I've spent my entire life quiet, not saying anything, not having an opinion. Just an entire different personality and person than I am right now on you. So again, since now I'm talking and I'm like saying shit, I'm just saying like 24 fucking years, 25 years worth of it everywhere. Usually most of it comes out on Facebook. Unfortunately, it gets me in trouble.
I think this shit's
You're
funny.
catching up for lost time.
But I learned my lesson. Somebody I respect told me, he was like, when he told me, he was like, hey, I think it's shut the fuck up, respectfully. He was like, I still think you're funny, but he was like, I can see how this will one day, he was like, just not good, not worth it. Coming from him and the fact that he said something, I was fuck up. So I did. Proud of myself for it.
Yeah, I got one of those
I've
from
been
Daniel
good.
last week, actually.
I've been good.
It's
It's
like
not that I even talk shit. I would just get bored.
Hey, I thought it was funny too.
It
I'm
is
not gonna. I
funny.
thought
It
they were.
is
I
funny.
thought they were funny, but I could also see where that person was.
It's a love
Some
hate
people, yeah.
relationship.
Some
It is what
people
it
don't
is.
take to
It
that.
just splits the crowd every time. There's like no middle ground. People either like fuck that dude. People are like haha. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
there's
like,
no, yeah, and then it's also like when you have to work with other people. some
Also, if
people
you
will
know
take
me
this-
personally, you'll see the humor in it every time. Cause like if you hang out with me for 5 minutes, you'll see that I'm not the person that I am on. Really on Facebook, only because fucking Facebook. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
It's
how
like,
he
that's
feels.
what
I know
it's
exactly
for. It's
what
like
you
Twitter,
fucking mean.
Facebook. That's what it's
exactly
for,
how
bro.
I feel.
That's how he feels. But like sometimes I
Like,
do
don't
have to tell
judge me
him.
off of shit.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Daniel, I feel like I have a certain level of a filter, but Daniel's my real filter. If I say some shit that I shouldn't say, he's like, bro, that's not
Aussie
cool.
for me, bro. And
Yeah.
like my other homies were like, I'm so lucky that I have a bunch of good people and my friends that care about me genuinely. That they act kind of like in a way, my manager. That when I do this a lot, I had delete stories because other people told me and make me see how I posting stuff or saying stuff like that. I didn't see it. I'm gonna believe it.
Yep.
But there's times where
Me
like, I feel
too.
like if left alone, I will cancel myself like tomorrow.
Oh, bro, that's exactly who I am. I
Not
swear to
because
God.
not because I'm a bad person or I say fucked up shit. Just because, for one, I suck at wording stuff the correct way. Where like good things sometimes come off wrong because of how I word it. In my defense, I'm a first language. Sometimes
I don't get that defense.
Sometimes that happens, and then also sometimes I just don't see it from other people's perspective. Where like I'm not wrong, but also they're not either.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
mean, I'm allowed to have an
perspective-based
opinion,
thing,
but they are
yeah.
too. You know,
Yeah.
like they're allowed to feel it, like however they want.
You just
But
gotta
also,
balance out if it's funny enough to be worth the drama you're about to cause, or if the drama outweighs the funny.
It's like
If the drama outweighs the funny, shut the fuck up.
that
Right now,
that's also fair, yeah.
I'm shutting the fuck up regardless. I'm just like
I don't want that smoke.
I'm just like, yeah.
But no,
It's just-
I do
it's
get
not
what you're
worth it.
saying because that's how I feel a lot of times. Is like, well, my perspective offends you, and that's okay because I don't know you. that to me, but like I get from the other perspective, it's like, no, that's not okay because we have a podcast and we're trying to get it off the ground.
there's a lot of
This
things.
is like,
But
fuck.
no, I'm right there with you because it's like the people that don't know you and they always want to have an opinion about whatever.
controversy
It is.
always like I said, all publicity kind of good publicity.
True.
To be
These
honest.
days, fuck yeah, dude.
True.
That's
If
just
you're so
selling.
look, the way my mindset was, the reason why I started stirring the pot, it became fun, but initially there was a game plan. The reason why nobody knew me, I was like, look, I'm confident in my music. Now I have that out there. There's a link right there. The goal is to how to make these fuckers that don't know about me click on it. I'm confident once they click on it, they'll stay. The goal is to get them to click on it. How do you do that? Ask nicely, sure it works. You know what works more? Make them be like, who the fuck is he? And click on it out of curiosity. Why the fuck I'm talking so much shit? I'm confident once you click on it, whatever your motivation behind the click might be, once you're there, you're gonna change your mind about it.
Multi-level marketing, baby.
Worked.
Let's go.
It worked. It got me to where I am. I just kind of didn't stop when I should have. I kind of kept going because it got fun. So I was like, shit's working out. I'm just going to keep stirring the occasional pot because, again, I'm still confident in my music. It just got better with time.
Theoretically
So I was
speaking,
like,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So I'm like, and again, shit that I say is not hating or anything bad. It's just controversial opinions, which are really not, if you think about it, I'm not wrong, so aren't you either. One of those opinions.
Right.
And it's really the purpose, again, my perspective, I've never really said this, but it really is my goal. That was my goal. As some people might see it as a fucked up method or whatever, it worked for me.
We go say, hey, look, what's it called? McDonald's fucking got a fucked up method of their marketing shit, so it works for them too. What the fuck?
To each their own, dude.
Like that's what I'm saying is like the people that are gonna say that's fucked up are the people that don't give a fuck. There is like I don't care whether you succeed or fail. I just think that I should have an opinion about this. All right, how about you shut the fuck up? I have a business to run, ma'am.
People get upset so fast they don't even look at what you're saying. For example, funny to me, it happens a lot. People always are like, "You're not the best," and I'm like, I never once in my entire life said, you know what I said? I'm the favorite because I am.
Hey man.
Hey.
I'm literally I play the most shows at the house DJ. I'm the only one who plays literally everywhere in Houston. It's just, I'm not bragging. That's just facts. I work for it.
I would agree with that.
They need
You know what I mean? So again, I'm never still not saying I'm the best. I know people, my friends that are better than me. I tell them they're better than me. I'm just the favorite because like whatever the reason, it's just I'm fun.
Yeah.
I have a good vibe. Whatever. Like there's several reasons for that. But again, never said I'm the best. People always get mad. They're like, you're not the best. I'm like, dude.
Even if you did claim to be the best, that's still
Nobody's ever the best. Though. That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. Is we're still like disregarding the fact that music is subjective. Like,
you might be the best to me, but
Right.
he might hate you.
Right.
Get what I mean?
That's what I'm
So
saying.
nobody's really the best.
Yeah,
So I'm never gonna say that.
Exactly. That's kind of what I mean. The easy conversation is like with Drake. It's like there's a lot of people that think Drake makes very like simple music, but there's just as many fucking people that will say Drake makes bangers.
Drake survives.
So like, but I'm not saying he's not. What I'm saying is that like that conversation comes up a lot. It's like maybe Drake every time Drake drops, it's gonna go platinum because of his name. It's like but he earned that.
It's for a reason.
So
So
like,
you know what I mean? Like I said, he's yes, all that true, but also all these people. Are you saying all these collective seventh like they're just dumb as fuck? They're just sheep? No, they're not NPCs. Fuck. Like there's a reason why he's doing the things he's doing because even if you don't see it, there's still reasons why he deserves it.
Right.
But nothing in life is handed to you, dog.
Correct. And
In one way or another, you gotta
it
work
kinda
for this
goes back
shit,
to
especially
something
on that level.
This goes back to something you touched on earlier, where you were saying it's just like, even if you have this opinion that it's bad, it's like it sucks that you have that opinion, but he
like
is
it.
selling out arenas across the world.
Exactly, you
So
don't like it. You
that's
might
one
find-
opinion to millions of
You might find
opinions.
several thousand people who agree with you, but you will also find everything has an equal and opposite reaction. For every
Yes.
person who hates you, you're gonna find two motherfuckers that like it too.
Exactly.
Type shit. It's all subjective, especially with art, dude. It's just your opinion and my opinion, just taste.
I think with the age of the internet, though, we kind of have, like you were saying earlier, it's like you kind of focus on that one motherfucker at the show who's not having a good time. It's like the age of the internet is like we have only bombardments of negative comments. You don't see too much positivity on the internet, even though everyone wants to think like that they're super positive minded. It's not.
You can
They're not
see
putting too much
through it.
positivity
It's-
out.
Like when you're faking the positivity.
Oh, yeah.
You can feel it. It's just, you know what I
Easily.
mean? Unless you're just super like socially, just like, or not even socially anything, just oblivious.
I wonder
general.
if that's what it is. Is it harder to post something positive because it's harder to genuinely capture something positive? It's easy to capture some negative shit. It's easy to find a fight or a cop or somebody doing some shit that you don't want to see. It's hard to find that shit that you do want to see. It's hard to find people supporting each other. It's hard to find businesses getting that shout out and shit like that. Like, you don't see that
No,
all
I
the
think
time.
it's more so like people just want to be right. Because you got to think, there's like, when you see something positive, you're like, oh, cool, good for you. But when someone
Right.
sees some shit that's like bad, they're like, I have to say something.
But
I
it
need an
depends on what
opinion.
you're doing though, because like for everything that I've said, that's just like been hot story. I also just like I said, give credit where it's due. People do something for me, or if I see somebody that deserves a shout out, I'm always the first one to be like, "Hey, that guy fucks." You know what I mean? Like, if you impress me, if I go to a random center, you killed it, I'll make a post about it. Give you a shout out. You know what I mean?
100%.
Type shit. And if you suck, also double-edged sword.
You're like, wasn't great. Sorry, like not even
Again,
to be a dig, but
I'm just an honest person, right?
Yeah.
Genuinely, I've recently the biggest thing I learned when I came to America, because I was just like, dude, honesty is genuinely always the best policy. Because like even though it ends up in sometimes ending me in awkward situations or just weird confrontations or whatever, it's just always better to just get it out over with honesty. Then you have nothing to worry or hide. You're literally face value. That is also double-edged sword, because then there's people who can't take it. They think you're an asshole. No, you're just honest. You know what I mean? If you think I'm an asshole, I'm just reflecting the honest truth. That means that you're not doing something right. If that makes sense.
yeah, I mean,
Just say if you think I'm an asshole because I say you suck. If you were good, I'll also tell you were good. That it kind of just means that you just have to work on something.
but then also take that at, it shouldn't always be like if
But
you
I'm not
say you
gonna-
suck, you shouldn't just take it as like,
It's just a way.
yeah, there's no stress.
It's the way you put it. Of course, I'm not gonna just flat out tell somebody, be like, "Hey, dog, you suck." No, unless I have something prior, like there's a reason why I said that.
Yeah, but then there's also like, so if you did tell them they suck, they shouldn't just be like, oh, like, I suck. That's this, and like that's the only opinion. It's like they should probably be like, okay, is there something
How
I,
do-
you
exactly, how
is
do I
there
get
something that maybe I could,
better?
progress on?
Bro, I wasn't
So-
always good. Even in the pool party, I think was terrible back then, to be honest. And then I was just like, every time somebody would say I suck, I expected that. But instead of getting mad, I was like, what's sucky about me?
That's the
You know,
thing.
what do you not like? And they would tell me. And if it makes sense to me, I'm like, huh, that is kind of sucky about me. I'll fix it. I kept fixing everything that people thought I was suck. So guess what? Now nobody thinks I suck anymore.
And beyond that, it's like
And I still, if somebody's like, you
whenever
suck, I'll
someone
be like,
doesn't have constructive criticism, you can throw their opinion right out the window. It's like, oh, you don't even know why I suck. You just think I suck. And I'm not trying to dismiss your subjective perspective, but I am not gonna care about what you say because
Exactly,
you don't
there's-
even have a reasoning.
if it
behind
doesn't make sense, it's like I'm always open for educated argument. But I'm like, okay, cool. If you have a certain opinion about something and I disagree, I'm not gonna be like, nah, fuck you, you're wrong. I'm like, nah, why do you think the way you think? Enlighten me.
I think people
You know what I
see
mean?
that
It's important.
as I think people see that as like apprehensive, but I personally don't understand what's wrong with like the picture of the dude sitting outside the college with the table. It said, "This is what I think. Prove me wrong."
Yeah,
change my
What's
mind.
wrong with that? Change my mind. Yeah.
Nothing.
What's wrong with that?
'Cause the thing is,
This
it's
how I
it's-
feel. Change my mind.
it's
you trying to talk
wrong.
about it or not?
It's wrong if you say that and then you like stick to what you believe in, regardless of the other person right or wrong. That's wrong. But when I say enlighten me, if you are indeed correct and it made sense to me, I will agree with you.
Right.
I'll be like, you know what? I was wrong. My bad, dog.
You have to
And
be
life
willing
goes
to be
on.
But-
I
wrong.
learned
yeah.
something new.
But if also I'm like, that's stupid, and you're just saying some dumb shit, then it's like
Double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Because see, like they will think I'm a great person if I agree with them if they're right, but also they will not like me so much from like, nah, that made no sense. You're dumb as fuck. You get what I mean? Double-edged sword.
Yeah.
But I learned to live with it. It makes my fucking life easier. That's all I really care
Yeah,
about.
face
like,
value, because at that point, like, no one can say, nah, he's bullshitting. Like, nah, that's just.
I never bullshit.
He's giving you what it
It
is.
is.
He's leaving it all out on the table.
If you
Just-
really think about it, you agree with me.
Right.
Exactly.
If I'm not 100% sure I'm right, I won't say it.
I wouldn't. And then the thing is, like, at that point, no, the thing I wouldn't know, but like what I was gonna say is,
I would.
no,
I'll
I'll
say that
say
shit right now.
But at that point, at least you know what you're getting. You know, it's like if like you know someone's gonna say it, what's on their mind. At that point, you don't have to question how they feel. You're like, okay. Well, I mean, he meant it. You know, at least he means what he says. I can't, you know, fuck it. He liked it. Now I know he really means it. But also, if he doesn't like it, I'm gonna have to be ready for a shit sandwich.
Oh yeah. I don't know, man. I think that what I've taken away from today is that you've Oh, my fault. I was gonna say what I've taken away from today is that you got your head on your shoulders, brother.
I
You
appreciate
you seem to know not just like what you're doing, where you want to be going, what you want to be doing, and to build that over the past like 6 years. You said 2017. So like build that over the past 6 years.
DJing part is almost not even 3.
So
Right.
Nearing on 3 years.
But what I was gonna say is just like building it from like your experience of just moving
I mean,
here,
really
like you
fast.
said,
I
like
can't
off the
believe it,
dick,
dude.
not having nobody
I
here.
feel like I've been here all my life, but I'm really like I look back, I'm like, dude, I was just in Pakistan. What the fuck, bro?
But that's what I'm saying. I think there is some power to that because there is a lot of people who feel lost. and-
Manifestation, bro. I believe it. I did not used to believe it, and I always thought it was like. I truly just envisioned it, and everything I did, I'm living it, and it's just fucking weird, dude. I'm like, this is crazy. I just thought about it. It kind of happens. Like that was like, bet.
I could do that.
I got you, fam.
That's-
And it's just like poof. I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. But like I worked for it, but also just like I genuinely did envision a lot of things that I've done and doing, and something that I just didn't envision because I didn't think it was possible, and it just happened. I'm just like, what? I'm always just in a state of awe. I'm like, dude, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Every time. I was like that yesterday, dude.
I'm just like, oh shit.
Literally,
I was just in Pakistan.
I was playing my fucking songs for chapter and verse, and he was like fucking with it, and then face value in front of those people, talking to him, I was like, very like put together, and then the moment I turned around, all that went away, and I looked at her, and I was like, fuck. It just instantly, just like the freak out part came out for a second, and then I just kept my face that way while I composed myself, and I turned back, and I was like, all right, back to being Sasa.
We're
You know what I
good.
mean?
Yeah,
It was just like I still
fucking-
get the small moments of like extreme excitement or overwhelm or like just like yo, this is not just happening. Even though it's happened several times, I should be used to. Never gonna be. Every time it's just equally as fun and exciting. Like yo, this is crazy. Like all these people. I'm just like, dude, y'all famous. I was just in Pakistan. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
yo, this is crazy, bro.
Oh yeah, man.
So wild.
Well, other than that, Sasa, I want to thank you for coming on the
Of course,
podcast,
dude,
brother.
thank you for having. This is my
Uh,
first podcast. I've always wanted to do a podcast, but like I was never confident enough to actually do one until y'all caught me at the right time. Like I said, in my newfound confidence, putting it to bed.
Man.
And I wanted to get the people to know who you are, so throw out your socials, let them know about the album that just released on the 11th,
The single.
single that just released on the 11th. I am stupid, sorry.
Yeah. If you have any shows coming up, Sazi and friends, just put it all out there, man.
Oh,
Anything
man.
you want to
Well,
fucking
I
promote.
want to say I
anything you're
appreciate
excited
y'all
about.
very much for having me. This has been a fun experience. Y'all super chill vibes, great conversation.
Appreciate you.
And y'all can catch me on Instagram mainly. Awesome music. 2 C's.
Sasa Music with 2 C's.
No underscore or anything.
No wonder.
They're just straight S A
Actually, let me
S A.
double check. I'm high, dude. I don't know what the fuck.
No,
Hold on,
yeah.
hold on.
I appreciate you for
I don't
coming
wanna.
on.
I don't wanna send all these people.
Also, that's Sasa
Salsa.
SASA, motherfuckers. There's no salsa.
Yeah, it's not
It's
salsa. I'm not Mexican. I'm from Pakistan. It's not obvious enough.
You racist motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's salsa no underscore, but so SASAMUSIC.
Sasa
And-
Music with 2 C's.
And I just got a single that
Instagram.
came out on Matt Cesari's label Pantera. Y'all should go check it out. It's called Rolls On. The link is in bio. What else? I have the release party for that set single tomorrow at Bauhaus, headlining Monday. I'll be playing 12 to 2, and it's a free event. The RSVP link will that also be in my stories
I'll be there.
on Instagram.
You're
I'll
going?
be there. Fuck it.
Y'all
I'll
should
be there.
definitely come
You
check
don't
it
work
out.
tomorrow?
Y'all ever supported
In
me?
the
This
morning?
is the one y'all show support. Honestly, nobody's ever thrown me shit all my life. So
Fuck yeah, dude.
super appreciate Hamza and Bauhaus for kind of just surprising me with this. I was like, yo, I used to dream about playing Bauhaus once, and now they're telling within a year. This is wild. You know what I mean? From my perspective, I'm just like, this is how the fuck?
Living out your dreams, dude.
How the fuck? But that's what I'm telling people, dude. Anybody who ever feels like they can't do it, look at me. I'm a walking, talking example of, dude, you never fucking know. You literally never fucking know. I haven't even done anything, but like, from my perspective, I've done way too much already.
That's
Everything
what-
at this point is just a bonus.
That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't dismiss what you've done by thinking that you haven't gotten there yet.
Like in my head, dude, I was just never like supposed. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like that was where I was at, and then everything was just kind of like not this fast. Like I'm so ahead of my own 5-year plan. It's scary. Crazy. Bro. I don't even know what to plan for anymore. I'm like, dude, this is if this is how it's going, dude, I won't even need 5 years to get what I'm trying to get.
But I mean, all
You know what
that
I mean?
does is
Hopefully it works
all
out
that
that
does
way.
is shows you how capable you are to dream
I appreciate
bigger.
that. I appreciate that. And it does require hard work and dedication. Like I just all that fuck part of my personality. It's like, yeah, it has its pros and cons. Personal life, all sorts of shit. People can't keep up with this lifestyle, and I get it. I understand. I have a purpose to be like this. You get what I mean? Like every time I go party, it's partying, but my job is to party. I'm just, you know what I mean? Like every
No,
time
trust me, I know that
every time
feeling.
I'm like on a bender, I return after the bender with more money in my pocket than I left the bender. Started the bender with. So for me, it's a purpose, so I can justify doing it. So like, it's as much as it sucks, I see how people can't keep up. Like, hopefully, maybe somebody one day will. Till then, we out here.
We out here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Let's
once
go.
again, appreciate you for coming on, Sasa.
Thank you for having
it
me,
was
guys. I
fucking
appreciate it.
great time, awesome time. I loved it. I loved it.
Absolutely.
If people are local artists and would like to get on the lineup over at what was it, Starline?
Starling, yeah.
Starlane. How can they reach out to
Absolutely,
you?
just shoot me a DM. I am super ADHD and I super forget. It's never on purpose, I swear to God. So don't be shy of DMing me a few times. I promise, and I actually encourage it because like otherwise, it's nothing
You
personal.
might
I
not
truly,
see that shit.
yeah, I truly just forget. To be honest, I'm one of those, unfortunately. But yeah,
Perfect.
no, if anybody wants to do that, just DM me. If I don't respond, just like fucking tag me in a comment or something. I genuinely don't mind. So hard to offend, almost impossible. Like I said, the amounts of fucks usually just at home. So yeah, I'm really open to like checking everybody out. Just shoot me a DM and then next we'll go from there.
Fuck
Pretty
yeah,
much,
dude.
eventually get everybody a chance.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It's all about putting people on. Somebody gave me a chance, so I'm back.
Sure, we'll
Got
work
to.
together in the future again too, man.
Love to,
That's
man.
some shit you already know.
Gotta do party 2.0.
Oh, dude, no, I'm already trying to do another fucking pool party, bro. I'm
It was
looking
fucking
forward
fun.
to
It's gonna be more fun now because of like how far we've all come. Then
Exactly, dude. This shit'll probably.
that was like the starting day. Oh
Dude, yeah, that's what I'm saying, shit. And that shit was still pretty solid.
very proud of how all of us have all kind of.
Much love, dude. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you next week. Once again, check Sasa out, Sasa Music. That's SasaMusicc on Instagram. Just dropped the single on Pantera, right?
Pentier.
No, it's Pantera.
Damn it.
Yeah, he just dropped the single Rolls On. Super sick. Check that
Pretty
out.
sure. Look, if Steven sees this and we're wrong, he'll correct.
Yeah,
me.
so
And
Sorry,
he's a homie, I'm sure
Yeah,
that's
so
fine. Sorry, Steven, if you butchered it. I
links
apologize.
in this bio. Check all that stuff up. Sazi and Friends, man. He's doing stuff at Star Lane. Check all that shit out as well. It's always gonna be a fucking good time, a great party.
Appreciate you guys. I hope I see you guys tomorrow at Bauhaus.
No, I'll come through for sure.
We
Catch you
love
guys next week.
Stay tuned. We got a fucking year full of guests. This is another beautiful one that has joined the podcast. Definitely would love to have you back on.
I would love to be back.
But this has been fine and dandy.
You gotta come back as Sazi next.
Sazi next
Oh
time.
no, no, we
dude.
got you. We got you. If
You guys would love
What-
Ozzy. If you
we'll
do
get
this
you.
was
Yeah.
fun, bro. Me and him, well, we were menace together, bro. It's gonna be.
Fuck yeah, we'll do
Dude,
both.
We
We'll
can
do
bring
both.
we can bring Ozzy on too.
Fantastic.
Fuck
We
yeah.
could definitely do
Bro,
both of
he'd
you
be
guys.
super.
Would he be down?
after.
Would he be down?
Oh, absolutely.
fuck yeah.
Especially after he sees this has been super great.
Oh fuck yeah, done deal then.
It's
We'll definitely
super
get both of you on. We'll,
Hell yeah.
yeah, we'll figure that
All
out.
right,
We'll
you guys
get
heard
the-
it here first. Sazi's next episode. Well, not
Not the next, but
next
the
episode.
next
of
time
Fine
you're
and
back on, we'll have
Soon,
Sazi.
soon,
It'll be
soon.
Sazi. Y'all guys take care. We'll catch you next week.
Dandy.